Yes, Kate.
Yes. That's why I want long hair.
You already have real facial hair.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, right?
Oh no, Pook's hosting. Pook,
Go
no!
on.
Oh god.
Bill! I guess I could have also killed the resolution down. I could have put the resolution down to 720.
Yeah, if it happens again, I guess we'll do that.
I mean, so far it hasn't, so...
Welcome to the start of the stream.
Hello!
There have been 0 technical difficulties involving doing bandwidth tests instead of going live, or trying to record the file to a network drive over Wi-Fi. No, none of those things have happened. This is the beginning.
Not at all.
Who knows? I mean, who knows what we're going to do? Whether we're going to... There's lots of things that we're going to have to figure out. But, hey, this is what we have to deal with when we move and in a new situation and a whole new world. But here we are. So, absolutely flawless start. And while we have a flawless start, let's say hi to She Who Knows 10,000 Things. Aragwen is here. We not forgotten our Entropy's Disciple and Strength of Borders. Real Brick Wall and the Crosshair are not here currently, but they are here in our hearts alongside everyone else. Thank you so much for that hype train, which we really do appreciate. Hey, we might need to dip into that fund to fix things.
That's okay.
But that's okay. We've
Our
been
fund is there.
yeah, we've been saving our pennies from this fund to make sure that it's specifically for the stream, and so it will be for the stream. And that's the what fund? The everything that we get from subscriptions and bits and donations, we turn around into the stream. It goes nowhere else but here.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not, like taking trips to Bermuda or whatever on it, guys.
Nope.
We're doing this for the love of the stream.
I've been paying someone to give me a video tour of Bermuda once a week to make me feel like I'm there.
Okay, here's the beach again.
I think we could probably discount fly one of us there. I'm not sure about a round trip or accommodations, though.
DJ,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, Zesty. Ooh, interesting
Does that make Pook
poop.
like the final boss when you're like battling
Yeah.
your way into the treasury?
Oh, 100%.
You're like, oh, I made it. And then you just hear like fox noises. I don't know what fox noises sound like, but whatever they sound
What
like.
does the fox
it's
say?
this.
Exactly, I don't know.
They sound horrific.
They're
are
terrifying. Which is perfect for the champion of the treasury.
Exactly. Yikes.
When they want to doink.
Doink.
When they want to yiff. As
Yay! Dodoink is like my favorite
Dodoink.
Aragwenism. I just don't think I've ever heard it used by anybody else, although I might be wrong.
We might have foxes in new hypothetical house.
New
Oh, I see. I thought you were gonna say like they might Dodoink at
No
our
house.
They
house.
might doing. They might.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
They get cool name for their new place.
Okay, we can come up with like Fort Cash Money.
Only if you
Holy
paint
shit.
a sign with you doing that, Kate.
Get a flag on the door, like.
No, it has to be spray painted, and the S in cash is a
It
dollar
is not
sign.
official. I do not want to be known as that.
Holy shit. No,
It's a
thank
reference,
you.
but I won't specify lest I spoil.
Oh,
Uh,
Yeah.
but it's my favorite.
we will be poor downtrodden cottage, then I suppose.
Hey, who spent experience?
Forgotten everything.
3, 2, 1, just go.
Whee! Everyone!
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you buy?
I bought a charm called Cryptic Essence Cipher.
Ooh.
It's a linguistics charm. Basically, it allows me to create a coded message that only a single character can understand. Other characters would need to pass a roll in order to be able to get it. I can also create a code that can be understood by characters who share a common intimacy with me. So that's fun.
Did you
So
make
only if you
this from?
really like feet can you understand the following.
Yes.
Or gateway.
Oh, that'd be great, actually.
What is best game? Tick yes or no.
Yeah.
It's in a code. Are you cool? Yes or no?
Yes, no, maybe. I bought Integrity 3 because of standing up for what I believe in, me. I also bought a charm, Loyalty Reading Meditation, which I'm really excited about. It essentially allows read intentions rolls against emotion-based intimacies to penalize guile. So you can kind of better see what they care about or what they feel strongly about, which feels really exciting. So
Like Pyres.
Nice.
yeah, do they have any intimacies towards me?
Pyres.
Zoom in on the heart. It's like ka-doom, ka-doom, ka-doom.
And I made 2 purchases. I purchased Lore 3, because I'm looking at some charms, and Perception 4, because I want Arresta to be able to understand people.
That's so
I
cool.
want to know what the people know. I want to see them smiling.
That.
So good.
That's wow. Hang on. You have Perception 4 and Lore 3?
Yep.
Damn,
I
Arresta,
had a lot of
them
XP saved up because I was bad the week before.
Mm.
And then I
I've
bought like
been
a whole
spending
bunch of
points
like
on-
small like 3 XP or things or whatever. So yeah.
Is that Pyres' catchphrase? Doki doki?
Doki
Doki
doki.
doki.
No.
Petition to name John and Kate's condo the Rumble condo because I'm obsessed with it. Oh,
Get your
God.
Rumble packs on,
Make
everybody.
comic condo. Yeah.
John.
There are options.
Ah, I see. Kate lives there too. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, lots of experience spent.
Mhm.
Congratulations
Everyone
on
can
spending
do
your
it.
experience. Now, it has been 2 weeks, which means that it's been a little bit of time since our last game. Thankfully, we do have a paper.
Yes. It's good. I'll jump in.
Oh, I can read the film.
Go for it.
Yeah. Rendezvous gone wrong. Sources report that 2 students from 5th year Fangs were caught attempting a tryst after hours. Quartermaster Juin allegedly discovered Cathak Pyres of the Lost Hand meeting another student in the forge with no explanation for his presence. Pyres erupted into violence after accusations towards his character, resulting in confiscation of his family swords. According to eyewitnesses, all of 5th year Fang Bearded Skull were present, except Tepid Single Edge, who could not be reached for comment. Accounts of the night indicate the liaison could not have gotten very far. Some students have discovered suspicious activity in the courtyard later that might involve at least one student who may have been Pyres.
Mm.
What are we heard in the hallways?
Mm-hmm.
Juin broke our barracks door down today. It wasn't even locked. I'm trying. Yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm trying to pick out which of the second years is going to be the easiest to bribe. Try Pelops Leanne. She's got a bit of a traitor thing going on.
Rude. For my vacation, I was going to book a Sinus ship I usually take, the Heightened Sense. The quartermaster ripped up my letter. Are we losing our vacation?
Oh.
I like to think that was actually just Pyres. But I normally take the Heightened Sense to go on vacay.
Do you?
No, that would be great though.
You kept that to yourself this whole time?
Incredible. Wow. I didn't realize the whole school assumes that I was having a liaison with, quote, no explanation for my presence. Jesus.
I mean, look, if Pyres wants to go out to the forge to just jack it on its own, I mean, like in the barracks, there's all these other people around.
It's true.
What can
No
I
one's
say?
ever
I needed to
reported.
hammer my iron.
I refuse to do a
Beat
spit
my
take.
metal.
I'll give you that one. That was good.
Temper my rod.
Oh, God.
Exactly.
Some like it hot.
Sun like at hotspots.
You need to quench your burning ember.
Right.
Thrust it into the...
Waters.
Cast it into the fire!
Destroy it.
Isildur! Scott, take it away.
Now I have to.
Everyone
Yep.
assumes
Oh,
fires.
Bucks with a Z. So, of course, folks, it has been a couple of weeks, but it's very important that we go over these bad boys. We have a safety system here on RPGClinic, which is really important for our safety and for yours. You, of course, in the chat don't have cards, but I'm going to get to you guys in just a moment. What are these cards for? Our safety, and here they are. Green card indicate if a green card is pulled, it indicates that the player or storyteller in question is enthusiastically consenting to what is happening despite any outward appearances in their gameplay. A yellow card is to indicate a warning or a heads up for the players around the table, something that everybody needs to know, but it's just a pause in the gameplay, not an outright stop. The red card, on the other hand, is in fact a we need to stop. We're probably going to go to a be right back screen if one is pulled for any reason, and we will be back when and if the person who pulled a red card feels that they're able to. I should mention, of course, the usage of cards doesn't ever need to be justified. They can be used at any time. I'll also mention, of course, we don't joke about the cards other than maybe the green one, because they are serious and it's important to not, yell fire as a joke, right? Now, I mentioned before, you in the chat, you don't have cards, but we value your safety, and I hope you do too. So you do have options. If there's anything you need to communicate for any reason, you can message, you can whisper RPGClinic, that goes to John. You can also whisper Ahmad, that's Aragwen today, in the chat. If you have anything that you would like to communicate to us or to Ahmad about the content of the game. And of course, the last option that you have, if you need to, you can always leave chat. We don't want you to. We'd rather you stay with us and enjoy, but safety is paramount and the most important prerequisite to fun, which is what this is all about.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. It's always a good time.
We've used these cards before. We'll use them again.
Oh, yeah. Put them there for safekeeping.
Are we ready to go now that we have had our flawless, absolutely no problems at all start?
Oh, thanks, Aragwen.
It's kind of a truism to say that you learn just as much living as you do by reading or having somebody lecture to you. You learn just by existing, by moving around in the world and doing things, which means that you don't need school to learn. School is a place dedicated to learning. It's a place where we gather and we focus on enriching our knowledge. Sometimes it's about research. Sometimes it's even about locking things into our bodies as well as our minds. After all those gym classes didn't go to waste. But there are, in fact, times where we learn just as much when we walk away from school as opposed to towards it. I know that I've learned a lot just by being here, by running games for these three folk. Learned a lot about my own GMing, my own storytelling, and honestly, I'd wager to say that the lessons that I've learned here are just as valuable as some of the ones that I've learned in school. And as much as I might have been very good at trigonometry, I haven't used it that much. So just make sure that you know that when you are learning, you're going to be learning a lot of things, whether you are sitting at a desk, sitting at home in front of a computer, or living your life. Not all of it's going to apply. But when you need that information, you want to be able to have access to it right away. It could mean the difference between winning, losing, life or death. You have just opened your scroll, if I remember correctly, which determined that you are going to be in game 3 against the Bearded Skull, that it is in the mess hall where you are to meet
1 hour after first light.
1 hour after first light.
And I remember that Aresta didn't. I remember we were really excited. You didn't take the seal off. You tore
ripped the
around the page essentially to like open the thing. Pretty sweet. I know.
The younger twin. I know nothing about being the younger twin.
Yeah.
I only know about being an evil twin. Yeah, I mean.
So the
Of
rules
course.
change again.
Of course. Of course. Of course. They just left it here. And it has been changed. Which means that perhaps this seal is not the official seal. It means that we could see if Viren is indeed the one who wrote it. Or not.
I want to present an idea to all of you. And if you think it's a bad idea, I will not proceed further. I could forge it back to the way it was supposed to be, and we could see what everybody's reaction is.
Presumably, the Bearded Skull has received a letter saying that it is to be us versus them.
Maybe they're not awake yet. Maybe we can steal it back.
Do you
I'm
think?
just saying.
Do you think that's possible? That we could find the letter before they even have a chance to open it? They are awake just as we are.
Oh. Out of character. I thought it was earlier than that.
No, but they were like
They were in
they
trouble
were
too.
up during the night, right? Because Single Edge and what's his name?
Yeah.
What's his name? We're out there.
Yes, but one of them is currently really scared of Aresta, from what I can gather.
Good point.
And the other one is potentially allied with Pyres.
No. What about going to the messenger? An impressionable little second year?
She's probably just doing what she's told.
But perhaps she can tell us how it is that she came across these completely different scrolls.
She was speaking with Sepe. She must have a lot of secrets. She's been speaking to people she shouldn't be.
Hmm. Commander, I'm not. I don't like the idea of forging, but also I will say that it wouldn't necessarily be forging. It would be returning them to the way that they are. This smells fishy to me, obviously. It's trickery, and I don't like it. Commander, I think we should take this to the Commandant.
You trust her?
No, but maybe we can find out if she is on our side in this.
You think that you can get a read on her?
I think we have to try. Or if not her, then... Damn it, there is no one to trust. Fire's like, sits back on his, I don't know,
Takes
his
off
bed, I
his
guess.
glasses.
But we are not supposed to be out. We're supposed to remain here. It is after dark. And we've already been in so much trouble today.
Before
And-
light.
And there's, of course, the distinct impression
Mm-hmm.
that Flavienne is, when she says, we've been in so much trouble tonight, she's looking at someone.
Yeah.
And that someone's probably not Aresta or Gale Whispered.
Well, Gale Whispered was also caught by Juin
Oh,
hopping
see on
through
tell.
the trees, so
You were looking for dry wood, if I recall.
Yeah.
it was.
And we're going to stick with that till you die, right?
Yeah. Pry the truth out of my cold, dead ants.
So what do we think the beginning of the day is like for Viren? He just shows up and is told that the competitors are different than what he thought? Is there some sort of mind trickery going on with him? Wouldn't he be upset if he thought he had sent one set of combatants and it became another? The letter was in his office initially.
So then must have already happened at least once, that he's been undermined. Unless he, like you say, doesn't remember what he wrote. Or doesn't care. That's another possibility. Maybe he just puts pen to paper knowing that it will be changed and just picks out of a hat, so to speak.
Do we even know if it is his handwriting?
Well, they were in his study. I'm gonna... Hey, John, can I, think back? Because I definitely saw some of his sort of ledgers and things. It's not all in front of me right now, but is there a possibility that I could know for certain whether or not it's the same handwriting?
So this is going to be a perception linguistics.
Perfect. Alrighty.
But I'm going to make the difficulty 3, because it isn't directly in front of you.
Okay. And if I don't succeed...
What were you looking for?
What was I looking for?
Yeah. Stunned! Oh, geez. Oh, man. It's that cough, you know?
Yeah, that stunt cough.
Oh God. Oh geez. I wonder how I can
Talk about how you're remembering things.
Or looking at the current scroll.
Sure, yeah, no, I sniff my fingers for the memory of the ink on my... No, sorry.
Don't sniff your fingers. What are you doing,
Damn it,
Pyres?
Pyres!
Oh.
Sorry.
You just got out of the fort.
just got out of there, man. No, because I was looking at the sort of ledgers written by Vieren about his financial state, about his family's financial state, and I do remember also seeing the letters sort of, the scrolls immediately next to those.
Great. You can have your 2 dice for your stunt. Go for it.
Okay.
It was the finger sniff that really did it.
Hashtag half a finger
Alternately,
sniff.
you could have said, I'm just looking to see the way that he writes certain letters. Or, maybe there's a different way that the pen was held, or anything like that.
I'll
Anything else, really.
No, it's good. I'll it's good to remember these things for later. Holy garbage. 3 successes. I don't believe it. Wow. Thanks for the stunt dice.
So while you don't know for sure what you don't know for sure what the what his handwriting is, but you do know that the handwriting on these notices that are being sent out doesn't match a bunch of the handwriting that's in some of the other more personal documents in the office.
Oh no, that's interesting. Huh.
But wait, what does that actually prove?
Well, it proves that he has access to them, that he perhaps affixes a seal to them, but that he only approves the original documents.
But
they're changed
But
later.
the document was fully replaced. We saw Sepe hand a new document to Leanne. So that wouldn't have Vieren's handwriting anyway. Assuming that he's not at the head of it, which, I feel it's pretty safe to say that he is not now. Somebody else does a pretty good approximation of his handwriting, gives the letter to Sepe, who gives the letter to Leanne, with the new names. But why?
Well, to target us.
But who would have known to put us against the bearded skull other than Juin? This would have happened after midnight.
This couldn't have always been the plan. I think it's too much of a coincidence.
Yes, this seems like something that was decided. Improvised, if you will.
We have but a few hours until this is set to happen. We haven't slept.
It might be important for us to get a good night's sleep.
How many hours do we have until an hour after first light?
5. 6.
I thought we were waiting until just before.
It was after midnight.
It was after midnight, and then we waited a few hours.
Oh, did you wait a few hours?
Yeah, we all stayed up for a few hours not sleeping.
Oh yeah.
And then we were gonna like install the door just before
One person was resting.
just before dawn, because that's when the message was gonna arrive, because the theory was that if we weren't there,
yeah.
they wouldn't give us the message.
Right.
That's where my theory. That's where my weird idea came from. It was like maybe.
All right, so then you've got maybe 1 hour
Bearded-
before dawn, and then
Yeah,
2 hours
Bearded
before you're
Skull went
supposed to
back
be there.
bed and
Yeah,
woken
not
up.
to shortchange us on sleep, but
No, it's well, we can still
we should at least
rest.
rest our bodies.
Yeah.
Are you having? Is that the cat that we hear?
Yeah.
She's high on catnip and is taking the toy from Max. Okay, we're not. What are you doing?
Oh shit!
That was very loud.
Ella's
Rest
going
train.
for it.
Yeah.
Ella's tripping balls.
Yeah, she just came in with a toy in her mouth. That's, I think, a catnip toy. She's very excited about it. Or maybe just wanted to play. I don't know. But now you're gonna sleep. Okay. bye-bye.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
that not this time maybe, but next time, if I did forge it again back to what it was supposed to be, then judging by people's reactions, that might give us a pretty good idea as to who is surprised when the original names show up.
Let's do it. If you can make 2 copies, deliver them to the 2 relevant fangs, and have 4 fangs show up and see what happens.
And this would be just to see who other than Juin is.
See who's surprised, who expected what.
Right.
Try to read the room.
Okay.
I mean, if possible, if we can steal back the one from the Bearded Skull, great. Then we deliver the other ones. They show up. We
Do you
pretend
have
we
a
never
copy
received
of
it.
the seal? So you have a wax seal. Do you have the actual stamp?
Ah.
Did you
No.
steal it?
Nope. Absolutely not.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, it would be possible, but the difficulty would be rather high for you to be able to forge a seal convincingly. Considering that I don't imagine you have specialized forging tools here in the barracks.
Gail?
I've been making everyone's fake IDs, but they're not sealed.
Okay, well now I'm gonna let
Of
you
course
do
I'm
it.
125.
Okay, fine. Then I will get a seal, and I will do it next time. No doubt they're going to keep messing with the rules, and so I'm going to mess right back. Does anyone have a problem with this?
Nope.
I'm just worried on your behalf, Gail whispered.
Why? I'm
Just,
going to get in trouble no matter what.
Don't get caught.
What do you mean you're gonna get in trouble no matter what?
I mean, I was climbing trees and I got caught, so pretty much no matter what I do, I'm going to get caught.
Did he really just take off through the trees?
Yeah,
Wow. Huh.
he was flying. Not literally.
Right.
You don't have to be the one to go and get it. I can go and steal a seal. I can go now and steal a seal.
Are you confident in that ability?
One of us hasn't been caught.
If you think you can do so, go.
And Gail can.
No
work
judgment
trying to
if you
reproduce
doubt
this.
that capability. We've had a long night.
Siantel looks from Aresta to Pyres to Gale Whispered. I mean, this was Gale Whispered's plan, so her gaze at Gale Whispered is a little more piercing, perhaps, than the other two. Checking to see if this is something that she wants.
I'm learning more about improvising by the day. Looking right back at Siantel.
Without another word, she slips out.
I'm gonna reach for the message. The missive.
Massive. Do we have any indication that these games are never not going to be war games?
I mean, the cafeteria is quite a small space.
If there are any running tasks, Aresta, you can let me have those, okay? I won't be much of a fighter, I guess is what I'm saying.
We'll stop by the We'll stop by the armory, get you some training swords. It's not like we're dealing lethal damage in these combats anyway. We're attempting to kill anyone in these combats anyway.
A slip of paper appears underneath the door.
My God.
It's the other missive.
Huh? Wait, the other missive? Oh, yes, of
Oh,
course.
is it
Yeah,
the...
Well, you can't open it without doing something to it, but it is a scroll sealed with the same seal that yours was sealed with.
Gonna hand it to Gale.
I'm using signature stealing calligraphy.
Okay.
Requires access to either a full manuscript or smaller samples of the character's writing. So I feel like I have that. So I roll manipulation plus linguistics to forge another character's handwriting and mimic the writing style.
All right.
Mimicking the writing style should actually be pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Name.
So
Yeah, exactly.
So what exactly are you doing?
So I am reproducing these challenges, but
Mhm.
with the names of the original 2 fangs that were named per their snooping earlier.
And you're just checking back and forth. How are you doing this?
I'm writing it exactly the same, but with different. I'm checking how they're writing their T's and dotting their I's.
There you go. Go ahead and roll.
I also
smell
am
the
just
paper
like-
a few times. I
Oh yeah,
lick
you
it.
sniff Pyres' fingers and
I sniffed
damn it.
Pyres' fingers.
it smells like
Unexpectedly.
forgery.
Oof.
Big oof. So when I don't have eidetic taste, it's weird.
And I spent some motes
Or whatever. it
On
was
my-
called.
excellencies here. So let's see. Hmm.
Good, Aragorn. To the fainting couch.
I like to think that, when people faint, they just thud like right on the ground.
I love that. Super fast, like... Yeah.
Biff.
My face.
Jesus Christ.
What's...
It's
That
Jason
is-
Bourne.
It's 9 successes because I clearly overspent on that roll, but there you go.
You really want it to succeed.
I did. So if a reader is going to detect the forgery, they need to roll perception plus linguistics, opposing my roll.
Okay. I'm also going to point that none of you are regaining willpower tonight.
Oh, no.
That goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So, fully an hour goes by, and Siantel hasn't returned. Light is starting to peak on the horizon.
I should go to look for her. Something might have happened.
Should we try to use the seals that are from the old one? The ones that we have?
The second that it's detected that the seal is fake, then the integrity of the entire paper
Well,
is
if the seal was fake on the ones we were delivered,
but it
then-
needs to actually be applied using the proper.
right? Can't just lick it, and it's not how it works.
Someone should invent that. I gotta make some notes.
Y'all get very rich in the future.
See, I wasn't even thinking about stamps. I was legitimately just being like, how would I restick a thing?
The door slides open.
Yeah.
Siantel is there. She is absolutely covered in dirt. She looks completely filthy.
What happened to you?
Wordlessly, she just holds out some wax and a heavy stamp.
Is it the proper seal?
Looks like it.
I'd like to roll on that just to make sure if that's okay.
To check to see if it's the correct seal.
Yeah, comparing it with the seals that that we've seen.
Okay, go ahead. You've got your stunt.
Great.
That's going to be a perception larceny.
Okay.
Can I? Is it easy for me to fetch some water for Siontel
Yes.
to like wash with? I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna.
They seem identical to you.
Definitely gonna give Siontel like a, are you sure you don't want to talk about it?
I didn't want to get caught. It seems like there's enough of that going around these days.
Yeah.
We have some time if you want to clean up, lie down, whatever makes you happy.
I certainly can't be seen looking like this. And she steps behind one of the screens, and you can just hear the sloshing of water as she starts to clean herself off. It's cold.
Can I stick my hand behind the screen, touch the bucket, and warm the water with my
Yes, the pyre's a hot grope.
I'm not touching Siontel.
I got
God
a magic
damn
touch.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yes. I'll spend a moat? I think I have to spend a moat.
Don't worry.
He's fine. Okay. All right. Sorry. I've had a lot on my mind, but haven't we all?
You don't have to have a lot on your mind to be effective. It's not hard to get the wax seals applied.
So, after I'm done, then we have 2 new missives. One that is labeled for the Fang of the Giant's Tome versus Fang of the Serpent's Coil. So there's 2 different ones.
We have to get these to the 6 years now.
I suppose I should have done this before I started getting all cleaned up.
I can go. I'll
I-
say I'm trying to read fancy books or something. I'm trying to read above my level. Whoa, big surprise there.
It's first light. Technically, we're allowed to be out. We just have to make sure that it gets there without knowing that it was one of us planting it.
Right.
Not exactly subtle. I'm not exactly subtle.
Okay. I look to Flavienne. Would you mind taking the other? I can try to buy you both a bit of time.
Let's go.
I would like to head out into the parade ground where we usually do our morning calisthenics. I would like to take off my shirt, and I would like to start exercising loudly, preparing for the morning's activities to try to draw as much attention as possible to me.
So
Do you do the gym bro grunt?
yeah, like is this gym bro grunting that you're doing here?
Yeah, I'm gonna do push-ups with the clap in between, but it's it's like a little sad though. I don't know.
I don't think it's sad.
It's probably really
really,
great, actually.
really
So,
attractive.
Is it like one-handed push-ups where you push up and then you clap yourself on the back and then push
God.
down and then
Now that's
That
Aresta.
sounds
push up?
amazing.
It's basically just Hercules when he's exercising
Yeah.
in his room.
Well, if anyone ever
Zero to
comes over,
Hero
the
starts
last
playing in
one-
the background.
The last one is definitely going to be just a push-up into a stand. If I can do that, I don't know if that's possible.
And he's not standing on his feet.
Damn it, Rocky. Wait, what? Oh, tripod. I see. Okay. Anyway, just to see if I can divert attention away from anyone who's delivering missives.
So this is going to be an appearance athletics roll.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So excited.
I'll spend 2
And I'm
motes
going to
for
give you
each.
2 extra dice for the stunt. I would have given you a bit more if you'd given us some examples of your bro grunts, but alas.
You have to pay. You have to go to my OnlyFans for that, John. I'm sorry.
Is that where you play tennis?
I love it. No, I'm saving the best for later. But I should. That's a good idea. Oh. Hello, Pyres. That is 8 successes, if you can believe it. So just I guess if I can kind of embellish a little bit here, I've created my own kind of sort of mini circuit for myself that if anybody asks, I always do before calisthenics, even if they've never seen me. It's sort of like a play on like a sun salutation, right? So it's like stretching, but a lot of the sort of yoga poses have been replaced by push-up or crunch variations.
Emphasizing that deep V.
Exactly. Oh man, yeah, exactly. There's a bridge, so the pants kind of come down just a little bit of the V there. Yeah. Is this okay?
Too
I like
hot
what
for
I'm doing.
Twitch.
Also, Pyres is very much enjoying it, like unironically. I don't think that's in doubt, but
Doesn't
I just wanted
surprise
to make
anyone.
sure that was clear.
Got to show off those gutters.
Gutters! Yikes. Broga.
Damn.
Glow. Gale.
Wow, thanks.
Sorry.
All right, so as
Wow.
Pyres demonstrates the Adonis belt,
I'll take it.
as Pyres demonstrates how cut he truly is, Gale whispered.
I would like to go with Flavienne to the 6th year barracks. I'll head to the Fang of the Giant's Home.
So I do have to ask,
Yeah.
and this is just for either of you. Do either of you have any intimacies towards Pyres?
Will that include me?
Yes.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Intimacy towards Pyres, I do have one.
I do.
Is respect.
Respect?
We'll see if that changes. I
Um,
think it grows.
I mean, I have that, and I have
Respect.
Wary Alliance,
Okay.
and then Secret.
Okay. All right. Then yeah, you might take a half second, but because look, 8 successes. This is a show that Pyres is putting on.
Cheers.
Pyres is making his presence known, and you can see that there are faces that are peeking out of the windows, especially from the 4th and 3rd year barracks. But and not an insignificant number of people are glancing to see what the heck's going on here. And as the dew on the grass starts kicking up onto your body and the sun peeking over the
Listen.
horizon just manages to sparkle those pieces just before they evaporate into the dry winter air.
If I can get a bit of a sweat on, I'm gonna try to get some of my hair wet enough that I can, come out of a
The
pose.
Fibonacci spiral.
Yeah,
Made flip.
but like not in the water at all, just on dry land.
Should have just asked Flavienne. She'd get you
damn
wet.
it. No, she's busy. She's busy doing important things. It's the ray.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
All right. This is going to be a wits. You're not necessarily trying to be stealthy, but you are trying to get in and out without necessarily being recognized, right?
Yeah.
So this is a wits stealth. I'm going to give you 2 dice for your stunt. Your difficulty, however, because you have such a fantastic distraction here, is only going to be 1.
Okay.
This guy's the
No one's going to remember Gale Whispered wandering around the 6th level barracks when Pyres is draping his Adonis belt all over the world.
6 successes. Thanks, Pyres. God. Okay.
In and out. It's easy.
I only do this on days ending in Y. Ooh. Oh boy.
So, Aresta, what are you doing while this is happening?
Reading about Adonis belts.
See if any of the books your dad gave you mention the Adonis belt.
Nope.
Look at full of playgirls at the bottom,
I guess actually I'm gonna head to the armory to get some training swords for Pyres McPyres.
Thanks, Aresta.
Pyres McPyres is officially your name.
Yeah, Pyres McPyres. I'll take it.
So when you arrive at at the armory, you are greeted by the person who would be most responsible for distributing elements from the armory, which would be the quartermaster.
Doing?
Kathakaresta.
Good morning.
And to what do I owe this pleasure?
While my fangmate is without his standard arm, I think that some dulled training weapons would suit his current level of good behavior, or lack thereof.
It has been less than 6 hours since he lost his swords.
And it could be minutes until we are given yet another call to a game. I have to look to both the duty you have given me and the success of my fang.
And how do you plan on exacting this duty? As she starts moving and pulling up two dull, blunt training swords.
Cool.
I've only had a few hours to begin pondering it, but he will not be given his swords back until he has earned it. I anticipate that he will be seen with these weapons. I gesture towards those that she's pulled out, which I doubt he will enjoy. So his punishment will be made public in one way or another.
Those swords do belong to your house. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could wield them.
I'm not sure I could hold the Tetsubo between my teeth.
Wants to see your
If-
cry.
If she was inclined to smile at that. There's a small crack in her facade, but it is vanishing. Perhaps it never even happened, but she pushes the swords across to you. It's good that you're looking out for him. He needs someone to do that for him.
Well, he's always been looking up, never at himself. Hopefully this will help ground him.
You would know.
Pun certainly not intended. Thank you, Quartermaster.
Of course.
I hope you're able to get some sleep.
You need not concern yourself with me.
I would like to read intentions on her, can't, like, I want to know if she got any sleep, but, like, that's not, like, her
So that would
intentions.
be, that's actually going to end up being
Yeah.
a perception medicine roll.
Oh, okay, well, I have a dot in medicine, but I'd like to do that.
Arresta. Oh.
It's just
I wanna
difficulty one.
check
What are you
to
checking?
see if she has any circles under her eyes, or if, like, she's usually quite put together
Yes.
and, like, organized, so I want to see if maybe things are ever so slightly out of place.
Okay,
that would
like she's
indicate that.
overcompensating?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Count as a stunt?
Yes. See how easy it is to stunt, folks?
It helps being in the same room. That's 3
it
successes,
does.
so...
Yeah.
It also helps remembering how Exalted works.
Well, no, it's just that, like, John gives these, like, smaller, like, physical indicators, and then he gives slightly bigger ones, but Zoom doesn't know.
Yeah, like I'm just jabbing her into the table, like stunt, damn it.
No, but, yeah, anyway.
Uh,
3 successes.
3 successes. It looks like she is incredibly well rested. Now, this either means that she did manage to sleep, or that she has as much resistance as you do.
I should seem fine, because I did activate my,
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Untiring Earth meditations.
Yeah,
so-
you're totally fine.
Yeah.
These guys are going to have to roll their resistance. Their stamina resistance, because you did not get enough sleep last night.
Is that a right now kind of
Yes,
situation?
please.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll let...
Failure means that you are at a -1 to all rolls.
Ooh. Ooh.
But your difficulty is only 1.
Okay.
This is for both of you.
Yeah.
Liz might not have heard it
Stamina
all.
resistance to see if we have to take a penalty for being unrested.
Sounds like a plan to me.
I wonder.
Some of you
what
don't
Gale's
have to roll.
stamina is.
Gale's pulled many all-nighters to study,
I
but
spent
probably
notes.
not enough to make up for this. Let's see.
I got 2 successes.
You
Sorry,
did it.
It's resistance.
Stamina.
resistance? Oh, just
Your stamina resistance.
yeah. Well, same difference. 3 successes.
What?
I rolled a 9, a 7, and an 8.
You're fine.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Jesus.
Take another day, and then the difficulty is going to start going up. But
Mhm.
you managed to reconvene all together. Now, Aresta is carrying 2 training swords. They don't feel the same as Hope and Abandon. They never could.
Pyre's like, yeah. It's a forced grin, like it's like a forced, thanks. He's not mad at Aresta. He's just really mad at the situation. Thanks, Aresta.
I assume they are better than nothing. I'm not completely versed in your unarmed skills, but my guess is that with your focus on swordplay,
Yeah, better than nothing. I guess. It's almost like I don't know how you feel about your Tetsubo, but it's almost like if I was given new arms, they're just gonna take a bit of getting used to, you know?
I haven't had the fortune of being granted artifacts by the house. So while I am accustomed to this particular Tetsubo,
Santel grits her teeth, and there's a little bit of like a, ooh.
Yeah.
I have yet to be given new arms. Hopefully you can make do with yours.
It's okay though, because you've got tickets to the gun show.
Very good. I will.
So what do we do?
So we have to be careful now because we are at an advantage and also a disadvantage. So, in theory, as long as this my handiwork is not discovered, nobody should be trying to find out if we're lying or have anything to do with it. Another advantage that we have is if somebody suspects us of forgery, then we immediately know that that somebody was involved in the other forgery.
Hand me all the tools you used, Gale. I'm not gonna throw them away. They're going somewhere safe.
You shouldn't have them on you.
It's my side hustle, man.
I
No.
lift my crate full of books, which is stacked
Upside
upside down, and bury them in the center of the books and then close it again.
It's quite impressive.
The blame can
So-
be mine. As commander.
I mean, I would have preferred if the blame went to, say, Brevin.
Well,
By the way, Brevin was not watching you.
What do you mean?
If you were looking for him, he was not watching you this morning.
I mean,
oh,
I wasn't looking for him. I was just kind of looking, man, whatever. What? It's hot. Is it hot in here? It's weird. It's hot in here, I think.
and we should get dressed and ready and make our way to the cafeteria for breakfast.
And play stupid.
Yes.
It is,
No
after
problem.
all, our day of self-study.
Exactly.
Well, the sixth years will be surprised, but if they're smart, they won't. If they know what's good for them, they won't say anything when they're announced to not be in the game today. It's more about everybody else, don't you think? I'm sorry,
Sorry.
what? If the sixth years know what's good for them, they won't. When they're announced to not be in the game,
But they are being announced to be in the game.
no. No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, because Viren doesn't have that information.
What information
Yeah,
does
he
Viren
does.
have? When would he be told otherwise? This is the question.
Well, and
But he announced us the last 2 times.
exactly.
So when does he get that
Exactly.
information?
He
Who
must
gives
get
it to him?
he must get updated information right before the game. Updated, perhaps.
And
feeling-
so we should go as spectators. We shouldn't even be spectators. We shouldn't know that there's a game.
Exactly.
No, hang on. No. No, we were delivered a notice.
No, we weren't.
Oh, I see.
The 6 years were delivered notices. Viren is going to announce us and the Bearded Skull. The Bearded Skull won't have received a notice. There will be confusion. There will be questions. Which is what we want. Because someone has been changing these notices.
And we have to see who's most distressed by this change.
Well, other than the people that we know who are changing the notices. Right? Other than them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're all okay.
No, I clearly didn't get the gist of the plan in the first place. To be honest.
Flavian is checking to make sure that Pyres is okay with what's going on.
Pyres knows to not say anything. Thank you, Erwin. I'll take that
You
in
had-
JPEG form.
You had quite the enthusiastic morning exercise routine.
I like to be ready for whatever the day brings me. An open body is an open mind, or something. I'm sure they said that here once.
And are we continuing with the plan for you to potentially seek out Viren's counsel? As a fellow house member?
Yeah, I'd like to see if I can get under his tutelage so that I can learn a bit more about what he might know.
Off in the distance, you can hear the next game will begin here, right here, in the mess. Don't miss it. It will be only 1 hour.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, a short one. Huff.
You know, there's another possibility, by the way.
What?
The possibility is that Viren is handed the new game layout as he walks into the arena.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Right.
But these games aren't very popular among the rest of the staff.
Hmm.
Are we sure that he's not the one who figures them out?
Could be a front.
Perhaps Julian just pretends to hate him.
Oh. No.
I'll have to
No,
watch
I-
her. Or maybe she really hates him but is still working with him. I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's
That's
possible
true.
they're both being
A common
controlled by
plot line
somebody
and
else.
they end up in bed together.
Hmm?
Sorry.
Hmm?
Tuck a book further under my pillow.
Oh. Can I see if I can get a glimpse of the title of that book that's tucked under Aressa's pillow?
Oh god. Yeah, like go for it.
Breast to bows.
An aspect of wood and fire.
There we go. That
Also, subtitled Breast to Bows, according to Liz Neal. That was so ridiculous. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Well, we better hustle if we're gonna go watch, right?
What about breakfast? When are we gonna eat? If it's gonna be in the mess.
But it's only an hour. So you know,
Let's go get our food before it starts.
Yes, good idea.
if there is any. Yeah, I'm pretty hungry. Pyre's like, stretches or whatever.
Is your shirt still off?
Of course. I haven't put it back on yet. I'm covered in dew.
I appreciate the performance, Pyres.
What? Oh,
I appreciate the performance, Pyres. It was well executed.
thanks.
I'm pretty sure everybody appreciated the performance.
I have a very special set of skills. What can I say?
You were very good at drawing attention.
Thank you, Gail.
It's true, we may be the only people who have worked up an appetite. Everyone else might just be thirsty.
Can I go for a fist bump? Can I be like, Commander?
Boop.
Yeah. Yay!
We'll be watching, Commander.
Watch.
I'm covered in dew.
I'm covered in dew.
So, if this all goes to shit and we have to go forward for the fight, we have no rules of engagement as usual. We will be given them at the time. I trust all of us to be at as best as we can be, given the circumstances. And let us continue to think outside the box.
Right.
When you arrive in the mess hall, you can see that the tables have been reorganized. While there are plenty of students who are now sitting and watching so that they can and they have their food, in the center there is now one long table, which has been set up with 5 gateway boards.
I'm really
Braggart.
jealous of whoever's competing today.
The slow head turn towards Gale.
What?
Well,
Of thing.
it's clear that's why they didn't pick us this time around, because you would have obviously killed it.
This is true.
Now, to be fair, just for what it's worth, just so that the three of you know, Gail is considered one of the top 5 gateway players in the school. She isn't. It has been unproven whether she is the top.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So it's not so much that like you aren't.
Yeah.
It's that we don't know. And I should also point out that even Gail loses at gateway sometimes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like there's a reason why in big chess tournaments it's not decided by one game.
Yeah.
It's true.
That would be pretty sad. I motioned to the gateway boards. I mean, would be a pretty exciting, competition, Gale. You against the 5 of them. Pretty cool. Well, what, you expect me to play?
Like,
Yeah,
gateway?
Well, we could be the hands and you could just tell us what to do. I'm sure you could play 5 games simultaneously.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I probably could. I've never tried.
Well,
I want to do that
I'm
later.
doing it right now.
breakfast?
Vieren is quite proudly standing in one corner of the mess hall. He has his arms folded in front of him and he's waiting expectantly.
I'm going to, in going to take a seat, I'm going to make sure it takes me by Vieren. And I'm just going to...
Flick some of the dew off your hair into his
yeah,
face.
exactly. Oops. I got it on you there. Ooh, whatever. No, I'm just going to, as I go by, Games Master, I hope it's a good one today. Looking forward to it.
I imagine you might be.
Although I kind of like confidentially like lower my voice a little bit. Will it be as exciting as the others, do you think?
Could I have you roll your charisma socialize? I'm going to give you 2 dice for this.
Okay. How much of that do I have? Right. Cool. Yeah, because I'm trying to kind of see if I can like deduce how he's feeling about today's game.
Well, that would
know.
be, that's a read intentions roll.
It is. Yes, sorry, you're right.
This is
but
something else.
Right.
This is a roll that I'm asking you to make.
Right. Whoop. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. 2 successes.
I see that you are just as aware of how important it is to keep everyone's interest. How are we supposed to learn if we're not paying attention?
Well, exactly, Games Master. I don't know about you, but I can't tell you the number of times that I've had a and I like stop myself. The best experience, the best learning experience is real life experience. Surely you agree, or at least if that's not possible, then something entertaining.
You need to come
Show-stopping.
by my cottage later on. We have a lot to discuss.
Me? I would like that very much, Games Master. Thank you. Look forward to it.
Well, good. But for now, I have to see to the preparations.
Of course. Good luck. Not that you need it. And I'll step on by. I'm headed to my seat with my fang mates.
Siantel eats very little, almost as if she's paying more attention to what's happening around her than on the food in front of her. Flavienne, however, is got quite a healthy appetite, eating just fine.
Yeah. Aress is eating a large meal, but she's not necessarily like looking down at her food.
And even though Pyre's just scored a victory, he's like noticed the, training swords that he's carrying around, and he's like pushing food around his plate.
Gail's absent-mindedly eating while like mentally playing 5 gateway games in her head. Both sides, apparently.
Are you sorry that it isn't you today?
No. But I won't be sorry if it is either. These days, I think we just have to be ready for whatever happens, and being disappointed in the outcome isn't going to do anything.
But there are 5 boards. Would we all have been expecting
Based on our play, what tips can you give each of us right now?
Gail would like to give very specific tips to every person based on how they've been playing so far and using their own natural instincts to improve their style of play. She'd like to go methodically around the table.
This is a wits war roll.
Okay.
You can get your 2 dice for your stunt. The difficulty is going to be 4, as there are 4 of them. Actually, I'm going to say that no, the difficulty is 1, but the number of successes you get is the number of people who you can give genuinely good advice to.
She gets a bunch. Could she start just randomly giving advice to people across the hall?
Amazing.
Hey, you! Don't move your pawns, you dork!
5 successes.
Hey, Dusky!
So you can choose one person of the 4 to pay some extra special attention to.
I'm gonna give extra advice to Flavienne, and that's out of respect because she played so well when we played last time.
Okay.
So it's like to make her already very good game, like even just.
Each of you will get 1 extra die to roll on your next game of Gateway.
X. I'm gonna write that down because I feel pretty strongly I'm not gonna play Gateway for a while. Although you never know.
The 2 6th-year fangs come in, so specifically the Giant's Tome and the Serpent's Coil. They arrive, and there's applause as they file in and sit down opposite each other at the gateway boards.
Woo!
By now, more of the staff have come in, and then there is a hush, and there is a general, very quick rise up as the Commandant herself enters and stays still close to the periphery.
As the Commandant is coming in, I feel like that's a perfect opportunity to scan the crowd for anyone who might be either consulting with somebody about the change in plans, or at the very least, anyone who looks surprised by the 6th years who are playing each other.
Sure, so that's going to be that's actually going to be a perception. We're going to say a perception socialize.
Okay.
For that. That's going to be at difficulty 4.
Is Leanne here?
No.
Okay.
Balls. Wait, why not?
That's a very good question.
Okay.
Leanne, by the way, just for people who don't remember, is the student who has been delivering the missives.
I'm going to be watching Juin and Viren exclusively right now.
Okay. You can make your own roll, but it's against them specifically.
Okay. I'm trying to see whether either of them seems surprised by the student sitting down.
And you can have your stunt dice as well. Both of you.
Thank you.
Does empathy apply?
Empathy?
Not really.
No.
It's just for read intentions specifically, so it doesn't.
4 successes.
Okay. And you, Pyres?
1 success. Very, very close to a
So,
bug.
Pyres, you don't really notice anything. You had noticed Juin earlier
Mm-hmm.
today. She is looking directly back at you. So while everyone else is paying attention to the either the commandant or to the participating fangs, she's looking at you. Now, whether that means that she notices that you're looking at her or whether it means that she is guilty of something is not necessarily known. But she's definitely there. She is unbalanced in some way. Why? Not known. Gale whispered.
So I'm still keeping an eye out for Leanne to see if she enters, but I think I'm aware that if there's gateway involved, then my moves are going to be watched, so I don't like immediately get up and leave to go see if I can find Leanne.
That's fair.
So I'm just like staring really intently at the boards right now, as though I'm very interested.
Viren raises his hands. At ease, cadets. Today, it's very simple. Last Fang standing wins. Begin.
Pyres is on the edge of his seat.
So, anything from the three of you?
Is there any other? Are there any other staff members present? No.
There's quite a few.
Okay.
Garavel's there. The Juin is there. The Commandant is there. Most seem to be showing up for these if there isn't already a class, and because this is relatively early in the day.
I want to see if anyone's watching us, particularly once the game is announced as starting.
Just Juin. But she is very, like, even though she's trying to make it look like she's not looking at you, oh, she's looking at you. Yep. You can roll one more time if you want to see if there's anything else that you're checking for. What about the
I'd
two of
like
you?
to divert attention from Aresta trying to figure out what's going on by like loudly dragging my chair closer to the games, perching up on it and like just staring at the play.
Okay.
Like pass you popcorn.
And only because I feel like this is, of interest to Pyres, I would like to read intentions on Garavel from afar, just to. I'd like to see how he reacted to Vieren's like less sort of usual, like less bravado than usual.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if he has any intimacies towards Vieren that I can discern.
Okay.
If they're emotion-based, I'm going to use my charm. So if they're emotion-based intimacies towards Vieren, he's going to take a penalty to his guile.
Sure.
But I guess you don't have to tell me that.
I will keep it in mind.
Okay.
You're looking, however, at a guile of 4 currently.
Okay.
Gale whispered, your distraction will serve to protect Aresta. Aresta?
In response to you and looking at me, I'd like to give her a bit of a nod. See if she reacts.
Like
at all. Hey, how are you? The chin up, but also I'm acknowledging that she's looking right at me. As I make my second check to see how she responds.
So are you doing this in because this would be somewhat impertinent for a student to be like, hey, to a teacher.
Yeah, but I basically want to do something to call her out on the fact that she's been staring at me for a while now.
Because there's the that,
Yeah.
but you could also show deference. You could kind of be like, I see that you're looking at, like a nod of
No, I want it to be a bit of a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
I love it.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
She gives you a very slow nod in return. There's a an acknowledgement there. She sees what you're doing. She knows that you know that she knows that you know that she knows.
He's been staring.
5.
I got 5 v Garavel.
So
Nice.
Garavel has an intimacy towards Viren. It is a minor intimacy of distrust.
Oh, okay.
Gale whispered, as you start inching closer towards the games and as the serpent's coil sets up the pieces, the Giant's Tome pull their weapons, leap over the table. It's a surprise attack.
Oh,
Last team standing.
Yep.
And despite the fact that normally this would be a moment of, like, they're military cadets, tensions are running quite high in the crowd, as if they're not knowing whether they should be cheering, chanting, moving to stop it. But there's definitely confusion as to what's going on.
I'd like to scramble backwards away from the fray.
Okay.
Towards my fang again.
And what about you, Pyres?
I'm like, I've leapt to my feet to not cheer necessarily, but I'm like,
Are you
like,
trying to
"Whoa!"
incite the crowd?
Hmm?
Are you trying to incite the crowd, or are you just doing that for yourself?
I think it's just an impulse.
Okay. No,
I
that's
don't
fine.
necessarily want to like incite a riot or whatever, but depending on how this goes down, maybe
Riot!
that's what we're gonna do. Food fight, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand.
Pick up some borscht. Just launch it at people. All right, so standing, Gale Whispered is scrambling backwards.
I'll reach out a hand to steady her.
Oh, thank you. Reminds me of that scene in Bridget Jones' Diary at the end. I don't know if you remember. Oh, there's this fight, this ridiculous fight that happens, and like, it's happening on the streets outside a restaurant. One of the friends just sees it, bursts into the restaurant, and goes, "Fight! Come on, it's a real fight!" Everyone just runs out. Anyway, I'm so sorry.
So as this is happening, none of you are engaging in combat, is what I'm understanding.
No.
Okay. Arresta, you get the distinct impression that Flivian is moving her eyes around, paying not attention to the fight, but against others to see whether or not they're going to start trying to attack you. And then the Commandant stands up, turns, and starts walking out in the middle of this melee.
Like through the middle of the melee?
No, walking out. She's leaving. Garavel doesn't seem to notice. He's paying attention to the fight. Viren is, his eyes are glowing, and he's watching with ardent favor that this is now attracting everybody's attention. And once the Commandant leaves, the students start feeling more bold about cheering and chanting, as a fight breaks out over 5 gateway boards in the middle of the mess hall.
Last team standing. I don't know whether I would have thought.
If we wanted to speak to the Commandant, now's our chance. It was floated as an option earlier, so I just wanted to put that out there.
Go. We'll make a distraction.
You're just
Coming with me?
upset that they
Yeah.
aren't playing Gateway. It's a perfect excuse to leave. Get out of here. Do your thing.
Are you gonna come with me?
Do you want someone with you?
Do you want to come with me?
I do.
Great. You're a team. Go.
Oh, back swinging out of there.
So you're out. You're just going to continue watching?
Mm-hmm.
So while the Serpent's Coil is on the back foot, seeing as how this is a surprise attack for them, they are keeping themselves... It seems like what they're trying to do is, instead of fighting, they're trying to at least stay standing while they can regroup so that they haven't been knocked down. And now they're chasing in and around the mess hall itself through the crowd, and students are starting to peel away, not wanting to interfere. Gale whispered in Pyres, you have now left the mess hall. You're the only two who have, alongside Nuven and her tight entourage.
Oh, an entourage.
Well, she has a few administrators who go with her wherever she goes.
It's true. She's important, right? So as we're kind of walking out, I lean into Gale a little bit. I was thinking yesterday that it would just be, if we needed to get something off our chests, if we needed to see if she was in on this. We can try to ask about the game, but I don't know how much we're going to be able to.
Excuse us, Commandant.
She stops. And she turns, and the administrators look to her, and they look back to this fifth-year student, and Nuven folds her hands behind her back. Lidal, Gale whispered.
The outcome of this game is very distressing to me. I'm an ardent fan of Gateway, and it shouldn't be utilized like this. It's meant to teach us war. It's not meant to be like this, and I wanted to know if there would be repercussions.
Can I support Gale's kind of emotional plea by going to give her it's okay, to sort of underline how much it must mean to her.
Okay. So you're making a direct emotional appeal to Nuven. This would be a charisma. This is actually going to be because what are you trying to do out of this?
I'm just trying to get her to talk to us.
That's a charisma socialize then.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 2 dice, and I'm going to give you an extra success based on Pyre's help.
Thank you.
I'll see if I can contribute.
Because this is actually a persuade action.
Yeah, that's 2 successes.
Including the one that you got
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a pretty bad pool.
But we're kind of assuming an intimacy, I guess, based on how she would probably care about the education of the students. But yeah.
You have already been a participant in these games before. And yet you object to this one? Because of Gateway.
Yes. Because the other 2 games gave us the opportunity to improvise and think outside the box. And thinking outside the box in a game meant to teach you about war cannot be drawing your weapons and attacking without planning.
And you
This makes
believe
for foolish soldiers.
foolish soldiers.
Yes.
She narrows her eyes and just looks both of you up and down. Pyres, are you still shirtless?
Oh no.
I mean, how strange would that have been at mess? I feel no.
You would
I
be
think
out of uniform, specifically.
So then I have my uniform on, but I imagine it's open. A little bit.
That you show concern about these soldiers, and yet you state that your concern is over the game of Gateway. I'm not certain that I understand what your priorities are here, Gale whispered.
I am someone who operates on logic, collecting facts, and coming to conclusions. I have been trying to understand what these games are meant to teach us, and I am at a loss. And so I'm being impertinent right now, and I am asking you in hopes that you can tell me.
Do you believe that you know better than Games Master Kathak Vieren?
Gale doesn't say anything and looks at the ground.
Commandant, as someone...
I asked Gale Whispered a question. You'll be given the opportunity to speak, Kathak Pyres, but only after I receive my answer. Cadet.
I don't know.
Admitting one's ignorance can be dangerous, but at least it is honest. You will meet with Games Master Vieren and you will ask him these questions yourself. Do you understand? You are to report back to me with your findings. You are saying, Kathak Pyres.
Simply, Commandant, that as someone who hopes to one day serve the legions on the front lines of the battlefield, I know how important it is to have people like Gale Whispered, people who understand rules of engagement far better than I ever will. And if she cannot see the merit in upending the rules of Gateway, then, well, I lend my support to her. That's what I wanted to say.
Do you believe that this was a game of Gateway? Simply because there is a board does not mean the presence of a game.
Our enemies change the rules of engagement from time to time. But I believe here at the House of Bells, Commandant, we've been taught that, at the very least, the legions do not.
You're seeking deeper meaning where there is none.
I'd like to read intentions.
Yeah, can I read intentions on that? Whoa!
The fly on
Hang
the
on, I gotta
wall
look
is
in your
like
eyeballs.
happily buzzing its wings.
All right. Scott, your hand came up a fraction of a second earlier, so I'm going to ask you, what are you trying to discover?
I would like to know if she has any intimacies towards Game Master Vieren.
And for you, Gale Whispered, what are you trying to discover?
I'd like to know if she has any intimacies towards the games
Okay.
themselves.
Excellent. You may both roll. Her guile is
Oh, boy.
5.
2 extra dice.
Oh yeah, you'll get your stunts.
Yes!
Oh
Can
God.
I,
Oh
if
no.
I'm going to use my same... There doesn't seem to be a limit because it's supplemental, so I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
use
no,
my
please
same
do.
charm, just in case that helps.
Yep.
But I'll take the dice.
Oh, Gaily, Gale, you've got to buy that socialized excellency, you stupid, stupid person.
I like the idea of like her hair rustling as she tries to like figure out what people are thinking.
That's 3 for me. It's not enough.
Four successes.
It's a good thing that she is deliberately lowering her guile to 0.
Oh!
Intimacy towards Kathak Vieren.
Interesting.
Major. Distrust. Intimacy towards the games. Major. Disgust. So, distrust, disgust.
Ooh.
I want all of.
And they're both
This is
major.
fun.
These are the days of our lives.
Yes,
Wow.
major.
Love it.
And John, you were saying like, because I guess we would be aware of the fact that she's like not hiding this information.
She's not disguising how she feels about him or the games.
John, I have a question for you, and this is a mechanics question.
Yeah.
If somebody lowers their guile, they can't then add a lie on top of it, right? Like if I fail to read intentions on Pyres, but he lowers his guile, he can't feed me an incorrect intimacy.
No, the only way that he can feed you an incorrect intimacy is if he has a charm that allows him to do so. But even then, if he lowers his guile to 0, then you have succeeded if you roll even a single success.
That's true, right? So I just have to think of it in terms of we succeeded, right? Good,
Yeah.
thank you.
There are charms that exist, however, that lets you feed incorrect information. And I don't have to tell you if those are being activated. But
Yep.
in this case, I'm telling you, she's lowering her guile to 0. She is telling you, I don't like Viren, I do not trust him, and I think these games are awful.
Fucking stupid.
But she's doing so in as, she's not saying it outright because that would be inappropriate, but she is making it obvious. You'll get me the result of that interview.
Yes, Commandant, of course. Thank you for the audience.
Thank you.
Kithak Pyres, I notice that you are no longer carrying Hope or Abandon.
They have been removed from me by my commander as punishment for a transgression. Commandant.
Very well. And she turns and starts to walk away.
I'm gonna turn to Gale. I don't want to make this about me, but was that weird?
It was really weird. It was not how I expected it to go at all.
Sorry, if you're whispering, we can't hear you.
That was really weird. That was not how I expected this to go at all.
Come on. And I grab your hand, I guess, and we go back towards the mess hall.
Holding hands and running.
Well, yeah,
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
we're not skipping yet. Well.
What delicious intel.
In the end, Serpent's Coil manages to reestablish, and the fight is still in earnest. So now, at any one time, there are several members of the Fang who are on the ground and others who are standing. But I mean, this is going on for at least some time, and there's at least 2 who are just chasing each other and haven't reached a moment of connection yet.
I would like to get myself to a good vantage point, probably standing on a chair, if not a table.
I mean, your height gives you a good
Yeah,
vantage point.
exactly. But I'll take a little extra if I can get it. And watch, arms crossed. And I don't care if I'm necessarily potentially in the path of them running. As long as I have the best vantage point I can get.
Hushed tones are going to be hard to hear because of Zoom, not because of
Yeah.
us. They'll treat a hushed tone as a something to be filtered out.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's fair. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be mindful of letting you know when we're I'm whispering now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When we're all together again, that won't be an issue.
Wait.
So you managed to watch. Flavienne is just seemingly the stakes are getting too high.
What do you mean?
Everybody is too afraid that they're going to lose their fang.
Absolutely. That isn't getting high. They were high from the start, we just didn't know. Is it that the tensions are getting too high in response to the stakes?
I'm worried that students are going to push back.
Good. Why does that concern you?
We came here to learn.
The stakes are changing.
She doesn't seem like she can argue that point, and just nods to her commander.
The world isn't what it was when we entered this school.
One of the giant's tome gets clotheslined by the serpent's
Ooh.
coil, and there's another, just as you are outside, you can hear an "oh!" as
Oh,
now it's devolving into seemingly a professional wrestling match. All 5 gateway boards have been shattered.
Oh, rude.
oh
You
no.
get an F in chat for those gateway boards.
Can we, can we get an F in chat for what, like, Gale is gonna do when she discovers this?
Gale rages.
She's just gonna turn them into multi-gateway.
That's my secret. I'm
Multi-ball! That's my secret. I'm always gateway.
I'm always gateway. Incredible. I love it so much.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You successfully managed to keep an eye on things, but when these two return, that's the moment where the Serpent's Coil finally established their dominance, and with one sweep kick and a driven fist into the sternum of the commander of the Giant's Tome, it's done. Vieren raises his hands and shouts, "It is finished!"
Wait, did only one go down?
No, all 5.
Okay,
of
they
them.
were the last one. Okay, great.
Last one.
Winner, the Serpent's Coil, and there's applause and cheering. But you see the face, the color is drained from all of the Giant's Tome as fear starts to set in of what's going to happen to them. And they start packing themselves together just a little closer.
Are they all conscious?
Yeah, they're all conscious. They were just
Injured
pinned.
and knocked down and stuff. That's
Nobody seems too seriously injured. It seemed like people were more intent on trying to keep them on the ground
fair.
than...
Mhm. Standing.
No.
Very literal.
We need to stay by their side, don't we? To see what happens to them, see who delivers them a message saying that they've been disbanded, and trace that to its source. Is that what we need to do now?
And then you hear a lone shout from the other side of the mess hall as Brevin stands up and says, "The Lost Hands already destroyed 2 fangs. Now the Serpent's Coil ends another one. When will it end?" And the jubilant nature of the mess hall shatters. And now there are whispers, questions.
You say that as though we had choice to participate. You know full well, Brevin.
So I'm going to ask for an opposed roll here.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a charisma presence.
I should get more presents.
However, you do have... What is your appearance? Your appearance is 4?
Yeah.
So your appearance and Brevin's appearance match. So neither of you have the advantage or disadvantage there. Not as hot as Pyre's.
No.
Still really hot.
Still super hot, yeah.
3 successes. Not bad for 4 dice.
3 successes.
Pretty
Pretty bad for 9 dice.
More dice. You had
Damn.
lots, and I was like, I'm losing this. Maybe not.
This causes more concern. And then there's a split that develops in the room. Half of whom have said that obviously these are games meant to test us, meant to drive us forward. We're given a new way to see what happens when we lose our fellows in battle, in combat. How do we manage? How do we pick ourselves back up? And half who have decided that it's just destroying the concepts of the House of Bells that have lasted centuries.
I don't have the answers. I don't know if they will be given to us, and I'd like to look to the games master if he's still present.
Can I pop out of my chair just to interrupt that moment as Aresta looks towards the game master? McGraw Brevin is right. We need answers. To kind of
Viren looks at
correct
you
that.
as if you've pulled a knife on him.
Oh no.
Yeah, no,
Your cover.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
And then
Yes,
his
it's the way.
face darkens. He looks up. And with a shout that trembles the foundations of the mess hall, one that's built to reinforced against earth aspects, you dare question the will of your commanding officers. No classes today. Return to your barracks until further notice. Everyone!
I'd like to raise my hand.
He's ignoring you. He's walking out, but Juin notices.
Excuse me, I'm afraid I don't understand the lesson.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna get my training swords ready for the inevitable smackdown.
I'm hiding
Viren,
behind a gateway
Viren
blanket.
stops.
Gateway blanket, my safety blanket.
We are here to learn to be good soldiers, but we are also here to learn to be commanders. Soldiers are not at this school. We are supposed to be more than that. As a child, I was trained to be a good soldier and listen to what I was told. Here, this school has taught me to do more. I don't understand the lesson today.
Are you saying that you do not understand your lessons because you are a poor student? Or because you are a poor Cathak?
Perhaps I am also a poor terrestrial. Perhaps I am a poor everything. But I do not understand the lesson, and as a student I would like to try to do better so that I can improve my understanding. That is why I'm here at school. We are here to improve.
Cathak Aresta, and this is Juin off to the side,
Yes, Quartermaster.
you'll report to me for your lesson.
Yes, Quartermaster.
Barracks are currently closed. You will not return there. You will spend your day in self-study. All of you. And she looks at the games master, and there's a moment where the two of them just stare at each other for a moment. And the game master turns and he walks out.
I want to see if the game master has any intentions for Juin.
Intentions.
Sorry, read intention, any intimacies.
Does he have any
intentions?
What are your
Sorry,
intentions
intimacies
with my
towards Juin, because I
quartermaster?
know she doesn't like him, but I don't know how he feels about her.
Okay.
Yeah, Eravana is correct.
The moon.
Bleh. 3 successes.
Okay, that's enough. No.
Huh.
He doesn't.
Really? Well.
Interesting.
Which is as interesting an answer, perhaps,
Yeah.
as one another that I could have given
I
you.
agree.
Beep, boop. I am upset that people do not like my games.
I would like to bow to my fangmates, and I assume start following Juin, because I assume that she's, or at least head to, because she has offices everywhere.
Yeah, she walks out.
I'm gonna follow her.
Seontel steps forward
Sorry.
and she starts very quietly picking up the pieces of the gateway boards.
I whisper to my fang before I leave. Any last words? I realized by whispering, y'all couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you.
I couldn't even hear it.
Any last words?
Oh.
To you.
Yes, don't get expelled.
That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
You're an inspiration to us all. I'll put it on your tombstone.
I'll try to distance myself from the fang.
No, don't do that. We're hated enough.
I distance myself from the
Let's suck together. Bye.
We can turn this to our advantage.
Okay.
Advantage,
Stick
advantage,
holes.
advantage. We can use this.
Yes.
Gail goes to help pick up the gateway boards, even though they've been shattered. She carefully tries to that sad scene where people just try to put back the shattered.
Like China dishes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Insert person referring to kintsugi because there's got to be one of those in every broken dish scene.
Mhm.
They didn't have to destroy this.
Starting to think that whoever's at the head of all this, that's exactly what they want. They want to destroy us. Pit us against each other, pit us against the faculty, pit us against the school.
Is that what we're going
This
to
was
do?
done for a reason. I hold up one of the shattered pieces. If I was intended to be in this game, this was intended to hurt me. Or at least that's one possibility. There are so many others, and I recognize that, but this feels personal.
They'd have never had the chance to hurt you.
I would have kept trying to play this game, no matter who was swinging a sword at my head. You're better at improvising than me.
Well, yeah, I know. And that's why no sword would have ever hit you. Even with every move you made.
Thanks.
I should point out that these boards, made out of marble, these were not like your cheapo, oh yeah, I've got my wooden set that I brought in, and oh, my cardboard.
I got one of those magnetic ones so I can play in the car.
Now I'm just thinking of a magnetic set which folds up properly so that
Yeah, I love those.
they never work properly, at all, ever. Pyrus, where are you going?
I am. I'm going to see if I can catch Brevon's eye. Oh, also, sorry, before I do that, I'm going to ask, was the fang of the bearded skull here?
I was wondering if somebody was going to ask that.
Whoops.
Yes, they were present.
I'm going to see if I can catch, oh my god, Single Edge's eye first.
Single Edge is
Yeah.
standing next to Kenton. And they are currently being instructed to leave the mess hall by their commander.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, you can
I'm-
get to them, and that's...
Yeah. I'm going to leave the mess hall, but I'm going to try to fall into step next to them as they do the same.
What do you want? Kenton just turns and he crosses his arms in front of him. You think you're a hero? Because you stood up to the big bad games master? He's
No, I
trying to
think
help us.
I think Arrest is a hero for standing up to the big bad games master. No, I'm not a hero. He's trying to help us.
It's all right. Don't worry. Armies need pretty boys to stand at the front and look good while they're getting run through.
I don't get
And
it.
then Single Edge definitely looks like she doesn't agree with this, but she keeps her mouth shut.
Kenton, I thought I only have room in my life for one rival. I don't have room for two. Don't make me choose between you and Brevin, please. And I it's a little derisive. Like it's like ew. You know what I mean? Like don't make me choose between you and like Brevin.
Okay, you know what? I want you to roll that, but I'm giving
sure.
you 2 dice and a success and a willpower for that.
Yes.
Literally only Pyres could make somebody sad that he didn't deign to choose them as his number one rival.
So
Like,
yeah.
what a power play. This is amazing.
So this is going to be a charisma presence.
Okay.
Oh
All right. It's looking good. And a botch. No, wouldn't that be amazing?
You can't botch if you've stunted a
That's-
level 2 stunt.
Very true. And it is the opposite. 10 successes.
Jesus.
Please and thank you.
He
That's-
opens his mouth and then he closes it and he just turns and he can't even walk away from you.
Oof.
He just deflates,
Oh no! Oh no! I feel bad. Oh no!
You're too good at
standing in
burn.
place as if he looks punch drunk.
Hmm.
Single Edge puts her hand on your shoulder. We know what you were trying to do. It's okay.
I'm seeking answers, same as you. All I know how to do is shout the question. You guys are better at maybe asking it in a more appropriate way.
I think maybe you need to be a little better at deciding what you're actually good at. Don't sell yourself short, okay? The commander says to Kenton that he has to get moving. And Kenton just turns and he starts walking away, but his feet are dragging along the ground. You did it to yourself, Kenton. Single Edge looks back, and for a moment she lingers on Pyres' eyes, and then his Adonis belt, and then
His pants droop all of a sudden. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. That's
look at
They
them
just fall down.
gutters, and then she leaves. No, she doesn't say that, but she does leave.
okay. I think Pyres is like, you know, pleased at the result, but like not with the method. You know what I mean?
Swing around a nuke that big, and someone's gonna get blown up.
True.
Aresta.
Like to fall in behind you in.
Juin walks out into the forest where she previously encountered Gale the last time.
As soon as I realize we aren't going towards any potential one of her offices, to my knowledge, I'd like to pause. This isn't your office.
That's astute.
Dude.
I'm championing the obvious today.
Do you wish to discuss in an office?
It would feel safer on central school grounds.
Do you believe that you are going to suffer harm by my hand?
I do not know what to expect at this point.
She takes off her dire lash and hangs it onto a tree branch, and then continues further on into the forest.
I'd like to take her dire lash
Oh,
and
Okay.
follow her.
You're collecting artifacts. Well, look, way to go.
I should point out that
Secret intimacy loot.
I should point out that the dire lash. You're not carrying Hope and Abandon on you, are you?
No.
Okay, because the thing is, if you're not attuned to those weapons, they,
Yeah, they weigh
will be
like 40
heavy
pounds
to.
or something.
Well,
Yeah.
not 40 pounds, but they'd still be
Yeah.
heavy to carry. Not that you have that much to worry about,
Yeah.
but
That's good, eh?
Love it so much.
she stops beneath the tree where Gale Whispered was looking up at who she believed was Sepe.
Mm-hmm.
You have my weapon,
I didn't want you to lose it.
but yet here you must know that I am not here to harm you.
I do not.
Your caution is warranted.
I've gathered, not that I think it takes much gathering, that you are not terribly fond of Games Master Viren. Again, championing the obvious.
This is how students get killed. Can you explain to me why?
Going off into the forest with someone that they believe they trust.
No. What Viren is doing.
The stakes are personal. Keeps happening. Little warning. Desperation sets in. Thinking outside the box gets further outside the box.
The rules of war exist for certain reasons. Some of them are to ensure that when we fight as and then she realizes for a moment that this isn't her place.
The students were forming a divide.
Everyone here is exceptional, which means no one is. Which means everyone is equally at risk.
If we are to be learning from these new games, we need to know some framework for the lesson. Handing someone a sentence from the middle of a work of poetry is rather cryptic. And I feel like that's what we've been handed. Fields of barley and of rye. What does it mean? Probably nothing.
Even the Commandant does not believe that these games should be taking place. But you have challenged Viren, and he has power over even her. Don't be alone with him.
Yet I should be alone with you.
You have future sting.
You're more than your weapon.
You're welcome to leave at any time. The lesson is complete.
I knew my grades weren't stellar, but I never realized they were this poor.
Why do you say that?
I have no greater understanding, though I thank you for the attempt to teach me.
The wonderful thing about tests, and the worst thing about tests, is that they do not test your knowledge, they test your ability to perform the test. Is that not so?
That's why I do stellar in combat-based courses.
A commander who leads an army and wins through sheer luck
Still win.
still wins. You showed courage today. You stood up to him.
Would you have shown me the same kindness if I were standing up to you in the same way? I pick the opponent you want me to pick?
You cannot be expected to side with an opponent just because it was a gutsy thing to do. If you were to face against me, I imagine that I would feel much differently than I am now. I am here to protect the students of this school. And I believe that your courage is the first step to us actually accomplishing that goal.
Then please pardon any discord that we sow in the coming days. It already began without us in the cafeteria.
The discord was brought about by Vieira, not you. The discord was brought about by expelled students. And not you.
Expelled or banned?
She stands and the wind kicks up slightly, her hair rustling, and she has no answer for you.
I'd like to drop her whip like neatly into like a pile, but still like drop it with like a thud.
So
it's not like a fuck your whip. It's just like boom, there. I'm not handing it to her. I'm not like hanging it away from her. Yeah.
You're not like hanging it on a nice little hook.
No.
Some answers I don't have. And she steps forward and she picks up the lash, securing it to her belt.
We won't stop looking until we've learned.
Then I'd say that you've learned your lesson pretty well.
Thank you, Quartermaster.
As you were, Cathakaresta.
We'll just have to figure out how you know where we are at all times. And I turn to walk away.
Roll me a die of luck.
Closes around its neck.
Okay. You just feel
really
a boot to the back of your head.
Well, I'm hoping you just turn around and she's in front of you somehow. Like, that's what I really need right
What
now.
the fuck did you say?
She starts rattling off that Navy SEAL copy pasta.
Yeah, there
Oh
you
my
go.
God.
That's the one.
Cool. Come at me, bro.
Oh
You could
my
find me
God.
on a walk in the middle of the night anyway, because you're clearly an anathema.
You're dead, kiddo. You actually
No,
No,
say
I would not. I would not.
Jump
If she
to
was
an
rattling off the
actual-
Navy SEAL copy pasta, I would.
I do like the idea of you running away, though.
I
No.
adore that Kate's sass will always shine through no matter what. It's just the best. It's the absolute best. I love it.
I'm
Can't
gonna
stop
head
the
back
sass.
to Central Campus.
Pyres.
Well, it's a day of self-study. So I fucking hate you. Absolutely the worst, Elizabeth. I'm gonna wink, wank.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Study
I'm gonna
yourself.
push my luck and see if I can go meet with Kathak Viren at his cottage, which, by the way, I don't know where it is.
Are
so
you
I'm
no
gonna-
longer
You
looking
broke
for
into it the
Brevin?
other day.
No, that's his office. Sorry.
Are you no longer looking for Brevin?
Oh, is this bingo?
Bingo!
Oh shit.
We'll discuss bingo at the fancy corner.
Hashtag fancy corner. Really, I only wanted to catch Brevin's eye, but if he is still around as I'm leaving, I'm not going to go out of my way to try.
No,
to
he's
find
looking at you with the same confused look that he had on his face the last time that you spent alone
Oh.
time with him.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, we should try to deepen some of that confusion. I would say. Let's do that. That sounds like a good plan. No, I'm just going to just very simply walk up and keep a very respectful distance.
Walk up to who?
Oh, Regara Brevin.
Okay.
I agree with you for what it's worth.
You took everything from me.
Brevin, if I could give it back, I would. And, you know, I'm sure some twisted part of yourself will be really happy to know that I have also lost something today, but it's not the same, and I understand that. I kind of motion to my, like, training swords or whatever.
Why are you doing this?
You think that I'm responsible for what's happened to you and what's happening with these games at the House of Bells, and I'm not. Brevin, I'm a pawn. I don't know why, if I've been chosen for that purpose or if I've just been caught in the crossfire.
You're not
I don't
acting
know.
like a pawn.
Brevin, that's just... You wouldn't either, right? You'd act like you know everything and that everything's gonna be fine because you're Kathak Pyres, Golden Boy, or something, right?
All I know is that I've lost and you've won. And yet you're still standing next to me. Why?
Maybe... Maybe I need a rival to feel like I'm worth anything. I don't know.
He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a piece of paper with a broken seal on it. And he opens it up. And it's reassignment to a new fang. A fang that doesn't exist yet. Fang of the quiet salamander.
Quiet some.
It seems that I haven't lost everything. But believe me when I say that I am going to gather the greatest fang I can. And I will show you, even if you're standing next to me, that you cannot beat.
I'm looking forward to the rematch, Brevin. Very much.
Stands little taller, not backing down.
Do you think the hand will squish the salamander? Or
I think you'd better be careful. And he whirls around, and the very tips of his hair just smack against your cheek.
oh, oh!
And he walks out of the mess hall.
Oh my god.
Gale whispered.
So finish picking up the pieces. And I guess gonna go outside with Ciantel. Maybe see if we can see Leanne.
Okay. Flavienne, by the way, at this point, has caught up to Pyres.
Who I think is also just like kind of gobsmacked, just for a sec.
And what are we looking for? Gale whispered.
We're looking for Leanne.
Oh.
Why?
She's the one who delivered.
Sorry.
She's the one who delivered the altered message. And she wasn't here. Why not?
Tired, maybe. It's not required to be present for these things.
No.
Aren't you tired?
Yes and no. I thought that we couldn't trust Juin, and I thought that Viren is a pawn.
We still can't trust Juin.
I'm not sure. I want to speak to Aresta when she gets back.
Who do you trust right now?
I trust my fangmates. I trust my fangmates.
Okay.
And I trust Bracken.
Okay, then let's find Leanne. Let's do that.
Hey, by the way, I heard you crying last night. And if it was something that I said, I apologize, and I will never say it again. I can also take back what I just said right now.
Here, I thought that last night I wasn't caught.
I don't know if anybody else noticed. I wasn't sleeping very well.
I'm just confused, that's all.
Why are you confused?
I don't know what's happening here. There's so much going on, and I'm worried that if I tell you, then it's going to have the opposite effect of what I want.
Well, now you have to tell me, because if not, I'll imagine what you're going to tell me. And maybe that outcome will be even worse.
I'm so worried that you won't trust me.
Then you have to tell me.
That's why I was upset.
Oh, that's what you were worried about. That I don't trust you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm worried that you're not going to trust me. Because if you don't, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I do. I do.
I don't handle being alone very well.
Well, you have excellent fangmates who all bring different strengths to the table.
I have never
literally
seen
brings
somebody.
strength to the... What was that?
I've never seen somebody do what Aresta did.
No, it's funny, when we're all very eager to break the rules, she's the only one who will stand up when something blatantly wrong is occurring. And she'll do it no matter what kind of danger that puts herself in.
Well, you see, that's somebody who I could never be.
Well, me neither, but we don't need to be them. We already have Aresta. That would be foolish for us to double up our skills.
And what skills do we have then?
You're very good at improvising, I've come to realize. When I was stuck like a fool in the woods and needed an out, you gave me one. I don't think I would have been able to think that quickly on my feet.
And what about Pyres?
Pyres is very good at drawing attention to himself. which seems like a backhanded compliment, but it is not. He relishes being seen, and I think most of us are very uncomfortable with that reality.
You know, Pyres is pegged as a hero. I like to think that maybe hero is a different kind of... What the fuck?
I heard it too. I'm sorry.
Sorry. It's harder to suppress a laugh when I have liquid in my mouth.
It just dribbles down.
I've done that for sure.
Heroes are the kind of people who exist in stories. You're not the kind of person who'd make it into those stories, are you? It doesn't
No.
mean that you're not as important.
It doesn't mean you're not as important either. But the difference between the two of us, I think, is I don't care if I end up in the stories, because by the time the stories are written, I will be dead.
Whoa.
I don't really care what's written about me after I'm gone.
Why not? Don't you care about what you managed to accomplish in this world?
Well, yes, but only so long as I'm around to control it,
So once you're dead, nothing matters anymore.
doesn't it? What? It's a world that you can no longer see or smell or taste, or
So when you can't see or smell or taste something, it no longer
it may
exists
as well
for you.
not exist anymore. It doesn't exist for you. It doesn't exist for your senses.
It's too bad. I'm very
What?
good at staying hidden. I'm sorry that I disappear from you every time.
You don't. I mean, I know you're still around. You don't disappear.
And when you die, the world is still there, and it will still continue. And everything that you do to fight for it will still happen. You still have an effect, don't you?
I thought this was me supposed to be cheering you up.
Well,
Do you ever take your own advice?
I should, shouldn't I?
You say that I matter. You say that people care about me, and then what I do has an impact. Do you believe the same about yourself?
I know I have an impact. I think that before I'm dead, I'm going to do something that changes everything. I just have to earn it. And I have to take the right moment.
This is probably the wrong time to tell you this, but I think the heightened sense sank.
Oh,
Well, we were told that anyway, and I don't know if we can trust the person who told us, but that's what I last heard.
I imagine it's a good thing that I wasn't on it then.
Yes, that would not have been very good.
We'd better go find Leanne. Right?
Hmm.
You know, tears aren't a bad thing.
No, but they are if I cause them to you.
I
And
would
they
have
were
thought
sad.
that you would have appreciated the hold that you had on somebody if you could make them cry.
I don't think I could handle that responsibility.
Every time you win, you're going to make somebody feel something.
I can't handle that extra information in my brain right now, so I'm gonna
So what
focus on
happened
finding
to
Leanne.
your previous partners?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you're not with anybody right now. When you broke hearts, how did that feel for you?
What do you mean I broke hearts?
You know, when
What?
when you've never had...
Can you say it directly, please?
You've never been in love.
No, I have not.
Okay, well, have you ever pretended to be in love?
No.
Have you ever tried to push friendship past the point of friendship and it just didn't work out?
No.
Do you ever held hands with somebody?
Pyres took my hand when we ran back towards the mess.
Okay, but
Holy
you haven't slept with Pyres, have you?
No. 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 No, 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 no,
no, no.
So you've never you're
What?
you who value all the angles and you just don't have any experience?
No. Are you judging me because of this?
Judge is a harsh word.
Yeah, what angles am I supposed to be valuing in this? I've learned plenty by observation.
You think you can observe love and that will give you the answers.
No, I don't need to know the answers about love. Plenty of other behavioral tells will serve.
I think you'll learn a little bit one day when you know what love or even just attraction feels like. I think you'll learn, if that's what's in store for you.
I'm going to look for Leanne now.
Yeah, let's look for Leanne. What's your guile?
My guile is 3.
Okay. Read intentions. Do you have any intimacies towards Siantel? And what was that guile that you said?
3.
Moving some
Mhm.
dice there.
3 successes.
Nice.
Okay. I have 2.
So you only have to give us 1.
Sounds good. Cinesiantel. Trust. Minor.
Okay. But that one you've already given us, haven't you?
Okay.
So you have to give us the other one.
The other one's respect.
All right. Trust and respect. Good.
Nice.
Aresta, you return to the barracks, but no one's there.
No, we aren't allowed to go back to the barracks.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, okay. Oh, thank God.
I assume I shouldn't. So I guess
Closed.
I would. Head back to the cafeteria. I don't know. That doesn't make sense either. Head to the central outdoor. There's a word for that.
A quad.
Quad.
Parade
Do
square.
we see Arresto when she's outside?
Yes.
Arresto.
I mean, you were picking up gateway
Courtyard.
pieces.
That's
and-
the word. But yeah, quad is fine.
Okay, so Brevin's accumulated a small crowd. He's just
He's
playing
in a
simple
quarter.
chords on his guitar and crooning Wonderwall to everybody.
He is absolutely not doing that.
No, but he is
filled
talking
my
with
heart.
people.
Oh, okay.
He
Wait.
has a small crowd and he is orating his concerns over these games, and he's getting some nods and appreciation.
What's the general gist of what he's
These games are tearing the House of Bells apart. Look at what's happened to me. Look at what's happened to the other fangs. The Giant's Tome is next. and who will be the next person to lose their fang.
I agree for what it's worth.
You also, by the way, the rest of you can hear this as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. But I'm going to stay out of this.
What about you? Are you still looking for Leanne?
No, I'm gonna, if I see Aresta's come back, I'm gonna go to talk to her. I want to get all the deets.
Okay. Siantel does not follow you. Flavienne is staying with Pyres.
Does Brevin have any response to me?
Repeat what you said, please.
I agree for what it's worth.
Well, of course. Of course you have to agree. It only makes common sense. And yes, I understand that you may have not been forced to compete knowing the prize, but now that you do, will you participate in one of the games again if they ask you?
Will you? Would you face a loss?
I've already faced loss. You've been responsible for the destruction of 2 fangs. I haven't destroyed 1.
You didn't know what the stakes were in our first game, neither did we. Now that you know, do you really believe that you're so pure as to not risk ending another fang in order to preserve yourself?
There's some murmurs now as some of the other students say, well, yeah, we're meant to be commanders. We're meant to win. We can't just not win.
The Fang of the Lost Hand fights to win.
And if that was you on the battlefield today,
What, you expect me to just suicide because it would be honorable? I don't know whether we would have been clever enough to realize that last side standing meant get the other side to not literally stand. That was a clever play.
oh, come on! You've already won 2. You would have known immediately that you would have had to just destroy the others.
Have you seen my grades?
No. Why would I know your grades?
Let's just say there are certain academic regions in which I do not excel. And that is why I commend the thinking outside the box that led to a victory.
So you support what happened with the Serpent's Coil and the Giant's Tome?
I support how the Fangs chose to do what they had to with probably a few hours' notice.
Siantel has found Leanne and is now walking back with her towards the quad.
I'd like to back away from the quad and
Melt into a bush.
melt into a bush, pick up the bush, make my way out of the...
She's holding Leanne's hand.
I clock that. Seems like a message of some kind.
Gale will be deciphering this tonight.
Second night, no sleep. Okay.
Okay.
Finger interlacing equals yes, no?
Fuck.
Equations and shit. Yeah, exactly.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Kathakaresta?
What is it?
It's Leanne.
Brevin, keep questioning. I want the entire student body to get the answers.
So Brevin seems half pleased that you're paying attention to him and half annoyed that he doesn't get to be the leader of this crusade.
And then I'm gonna head off towards Leanne.
So what about the rest of you? You're backing away. You're like,
I'm going to go to Leanne. We need answers. I'll try to catch Aresta's eye if she cares to leave this
See Gale?
altercation. I'm kind of like...
Yeah, I'm headed towards Leanne.
Pyres?
Yeah, I'll converge on them with Flavienne as well. We're a Fang. It's a day of self-study, but we can be together, right?
How can I help? Flavienne is standing menacingly behind Pyres, just, looking very much like how Liz is looking right now, although maybe 20% more menacing.
Oh,
There you go. The more your eyes are closed, the more
Very
menacing
good.
you are.
Yeah.
She's gone from menacing to a
Oh
take
God,
a
I
knife.
can't stand it. Scariest thing ever.
Whoa.
Shall we go for a walk?
Am I in trouble?
Certainly not.
Oh no, you're not in trouble, but yet she is holding onto that hand, not letting go.
I'm in trouble.
I was just in the forest. It's quite the perfect temperature today.
Come on.
Maybe we could collect some more wood.
I feel like you're dragging me off to kill me.
Everyone has seen us with you. We aren't going to kill you.
He doesn't even have real weapons.
To be clear, Leanne, we're not going to kill you.
She does look and yeah, where are your weapons?
As I told the Commandant, they were taken from me.
You spoke to the Commandant? No one
Yeah.
speaks to the Commandant.
We did.
Special circumstances, right?
Yes. In fact,
The rest is like, yeah.
Yeah.
in fact, we were told to gather more information as to the intention behind these games, and I am to report back.
I'm
And
just
seeing-
here to deliver
seeing
the
as
missives.
you are the one who delivers all the missives, of course, I had to interview you.
I'm given the missives and then I deliver them to where they're supposed to go.
Who gives you the missives?
Fierin.
I'd like to read intentions on statement number 1, please.
And what are you trying to determine?
The if that's the truth? No. If she has any intentions towards intimacies towards Viren.
Okay.
Why I should not be reading intentions. What the hell are you doing, Gale? Stop.
Because Gale whispered, can't stop, won't stop, trying to do
Stop.
shit.
Stop this charade.
Simple as me. You got this. Go for it.
Do I get my stun?
Yes. Oh yes.
Thank you.
Do I get my stud?
Do I get my stun?
Daddy, can I have another stunt, please?
Do
Minor intimacy. Distrust. Towards Viren.
God damn it! What the hell is going on?
That's weird.
You're weird.
Really, Ed?
What do you want? He's the games master. He's the one who gives me the missives.
And you deliver them.
Yes, because that's my job.
And you delivered them this morning.
Technically, I delivered them last night.
So you went straight from Vieren's office to the barracks. You made no stops along the way.
You went to the Giant's Tome and the Serpent's Coil.
I'm gonna die.
Leanne,
This is it. And she
Yeah.
just looks around at the trees.
We will protect you. We will protect you.
They look so green if you
Like a
know what to look for.
sketch.
Leanne, and I want to like crouch down to her height
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like put my hands on her shoulders. I know that someone has pulled you into this. We will protect you. You didn't tell us anything. We figured it out.
How did you know?
We saw you. We were fixing a door.
We
I'm-
laid in wait for you.
I just want to jump in here really quick. I want to try to instill a minor tie of trust in Leanne towards the Fang of the Lost Hand. I want to play on her distrust of Vieren. We were fixing a door, which, well, that's a bit of a longer story, but suffice it to say, we were trying to gather intel on the Games Master 2. We think that these games are... We think they are trying to tear the House of Bells apart. Leanne, you can help us. What do you know?
2 successes. Sorry. 2 dice, 1 success, 1 willpower.
2 successes?
No,
7 successes.
it's not a level 3 stunt.
No.
Not yet.
If Aresta had a
I
roll after
kiss
she
her.
stood up to Viera, maybe there would have been something, but she didn't have a roll right then.
Damn it.
Let's do it. If I'm
Rewind.
instilling, would that be charisma socialize? Probably?
Yeah, you're not lying.
Not yet. Not without a level 3 stunt, anyway. Alright, here we go. Oh, sorry, I should add, my appearance is 5.
Oh, her
Which might-
appearance is 2, so yeah, you'll get 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if that's
Her, it's I
successes.
believe her resolve is lowered by 3
Absolutely filthy.
because the difference
That
is
the
that
case.
much.
I have to look at this. I have it somewhere here.
If I remember correctly.
Gain the difference in bonus dice, I think it says.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then gain 3 dice to roll.
All right, I will re-roll this.
Yeah, it
Thanks,
would
sir.
be a little strange
Yeah.
if the difficulty was reduced by 3.
Is
That'd
higher
be
Yeah.
like,
gains
oh,
a
that's-
to
bonus
0.
dice.
You're just like so hot. They're like,
Mhm,
no,
the difference,
you know.
yeah.
All right.
Boo!
Here we go. Oh, it's a lot of 6s. 3 successes?
That's enough.
Sorry, 4. Sorry, 4 successes.
That's more than enough then. You have successfully instilled an intimacy of trust towards the Fang of the Lost Hand. Now, I should point out that this involves the Fang of the Lost Hand. If you came up to her and was like, "Hi, I'm Pyres.
Hmm.
Do you trust me?" If it wasn't clear that you were acting as a group or that you were acting in the interests of the Fang, it wouldn't apply.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure
But-
that that's
Sure.
because you can either make it trusting you or trusting the Fang.
While I do think it's a very Pyres thing to do the latter, or the former rather, because we're all kind of like gathered around her like we're gonna kill her, I want to try to diffuse some of that energy.
I mean, Aresta's literally got like her meat hooks around her shoulders.
I love it. I just called her the 4th year in my notes.
My mitts.
Who's
Really,
the
a
4th?
second
Yeah,
year?
who's the 4th year?
Jesus.
Anyway, this is Leanne. That's so funny.
It was Pelip Zanel, by the way, that you're probably thinking of. The one with the minor
shoot.
Gale
Yeah,
intimidation.
you're right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Sorry to interrupt the flow of the scene there.
Oh. We saw you last night. We knew that the scrolls initially were for 2 fangs. They were changed to 2 different fangs, and then changed back to the first 2.
Last night I delivered missives to you and to the Fang, the bearded skull. I don't know why they didn't show up.
Who gave you those missives?
I don't know his name.
But it wasn't Bjorn.
I made a promise that if I was given other missives that I would deliver them instead of the ones that Viren gave me.
Who made you promise that?
She clams up.
You're acting against the school, Leanne. This is treason.
I am not.
You are.
That's a threat.
You are. And I am set to give a report to the Commandant on the true nature of these games. So what will I say you are quoted as
This
having
guy is
said?
so blue. I didn't know it would be so blue.
Leanne, who made you promise?
So you can attempt to persuade or a threaten action against Leanne to get her to tell you.
I mean, that probably wouldn't go well. But we can try.
Persuade
Well,
with
it doesn't
them.
have to be you specifically. It can be any of you. I mean, you're all
Mm.
working as a group right now.
Well,
Leanne, do you think there's someone out there who's got you in their sights? Is that why you think you're going to die?
She glances at Gale Whispered.
sorry.
I don't have
got
you
you
in
in
my
my
sights.
sights.
Just want the truth.
We aren't going to hurt you. We want to protect you. We know you've gotten caught up in this. But it is going to be bad. And we don't want you to get hurt. I'd like to persuade her to
All right.
talk to us.
You are acting on the intimacy that Pyres has
Yeah!
instilled. Okay. She is resisting with a different intimacy.
Yeah.
Which puts her resolve at 5.
Secret person, pants wetting fear. Defining.
So
kidding.
this is as a persuade.
It's a charisma presence
Presence.
or charisma socialize. Well, it depends on who's actually making the roll.
I'm making the roll.
Okay. So this would be a charisma socialize coming from you.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my socialize thing. Starter thing.
Excellent.
Your excellency.
Yeah, excellency, thank you.
My starter kit.
The starter thing.
My socialized starter kit. It involves my Instagram account and my white Vans and my
Charms. Alright.
white sneakers. That's the thing
There we
I
go, 2 modes
could
of
not and
success.
would not want to pull off.
White sneakers.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add a success then
You know
for
what?
2 modes.
Yeah, I think I had for a long time, but like, they weren't really me. I hear you, John. I hear you, John.
Nothing against people who like white sneakers. I have friends who like white sneakers, but like, it's a lot of upkeep on me.
2 successes.
Not enough.
Ooh.
If I tell you, then I could get everybody into a lot of trouble.
You've gotten yourself into a lot of trouble already.
Wait,
Oh shit.
Don't be a hero, Leanne. People who go off and try to do things on their own and be noble, if no one else knows, whoever set you up to this knows that there'll be no one to come chase down the leads when it's inconvenient.
You need to be very careful.
We're together, the 5 of us.
I know. And there's a reason why you were given the 3rd game, even though you didn't show up. The person who decided to give you the 3rd missive did so because they thought you would win.
and what? We're supposed to disband every Fang in the school? One by one? There must be a better way if they're going to try to undo everything that they do here at the House of Bells.
They thought that if you won, then it would mean that you would be strong enough to stand against the hate that would come your way.
We already are.
Don't you see that winning, it's a penalty as much as it's a success? Because every time that you disband another Fang, there's going to be more people out there who hate you. They're going to hate the Serpent's Coil too.
Why, so it was better that all the hate be directed at us instead?
Fewer people.
Well,
Leanne, I
we're
have
the
a question
target.
for you. Did you the missive that came to us for game 2, was that always intended to be us as well? Or was that changed?
No. No.
That was changed as well?
It was always supposed to be. It was always supposed to be. Oh, the birds are singing, and it's so beautiful.
Leanne, you need to tell us now.
I'd like to hug her.
Aww.
So you hug her. Gradually, you apply more and more pressure. It just.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna start, and if she resists, I'll stop.
No,
With
she's not.
consent.
She's not resisting. She sinks a little bit, and then she says, "I just wanted to be a soldier, not a spy."
We all play to our strengths. My speed, stealth is your skill. And that's the path you're going to walk, whether it's for these people or for others.
The golden thread was always supposed to participate, but it was supposed to be the bearded skull, not you.
Oh.
Yeah, just give her a nice good hug, and then just press the knife. Just
Knives.
What about
Knives are
game
for
1?
stuck.
wow.
What about game 1?
Game one, I deliver the missives from Vieira.
So game 2 and 3 were changed so that we would become targeted.
To stand against the hate that would inevitably come our way.
So how do we win?
Leanne, who are you working for?
By losing?
If I tell you, that's only going to put you in more danger.
Don't be a hero.
We have the hatred of the entire student body directed at us, and every student is about to erupt into a riotous state. I doubt what you're about to say could make things any worse, she said, knowing full well that she was in some kind of movie.
Yeah.
How could things get any worse?
This. And she reaches into her pocket and she pulls out another scroll with another seal on it. This is how it gets worse. And I think we'll end the session there.
Oh, come on, man. I just want to know who's on the scroll. What is it? Is it like a super sweet sketch of Viren, but like a really hot one, like a pinup? Is that how it gets worse? Oh man, that's so good.
I might be the games master.
No, is it
But I'm
the
also fun master.
what's his name with his shirt open? Classic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, Goldblum.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And it's just
Photoshop
Pyres
people's-
leaning against his chest as it raises and falls. I'm the games master.
Games master.
Oh
So in our fancy corner, we are going to discuss what you learned and what you appreciated about each other's play, but I am going to turn to Aragorn first and ask, what was the bingo?
Bingo.
The bingo, of course, being kept track of by not us, but by the chat. And we don't actually know what's on the bingo card. You can find out. It's the one channel on our Discord where we're not allowed to go. They can't even see it. I just have to be trusted, but I never go in there. Because it wouldn't be fun.
Liz face Jot exceptional.
Let's
Follow
face
sub during
Jot,
game.
exceptional success. Follow/sub during game. Green card.
Nice.
Excellent.
Amazing.
It's a
That's
good-
fair. That's fair. Scott, what'd you learn today?
I Don't know why I closed my notes. I feel like those would have been really useful. I guess I learned that Pyres. I'm just gonna need to consult my notes, John. I don't know if someone else has an answer prepared first.
Okay, we'll move on to Liz.
Thank you.
Gale was really thrown off by Ciantel's questions that like were very roundabout, but like also felt very direct and like threw her off, and she doesn't know what it means.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Okay.
Aresta is like, she's still in the trust no one camp, but she's also kind of moving into the trust everyone camp. She wants to go back to being friends with everyone. She's starting to feel like if she start maybe giving everyone a chance, she might be able to get back into the, like, get on people's good side and play it that way.
Okay. Scott?
Yes. So I think similarly to Kate, I think what I learned this session is that despite kind of what I assumed, it would appear that pretty much everybody distrusts Viren, which is really interesting because like we're in the middle of like a conspiracy around these games and around the House of Bells and like what are they for? And I just think it's really intriguing that we actually all seem to be on the same side, but there's still this air of like we don't know what's going on and like we can't kind of work together. We the Fang can, but we the House of Bells can't. And I think Pyres is hoping to be able to like rally people the way Brevin is.
Okay. And now, Scott, you have to isolate and extemporate on one of the things that one of your fellow players has done.
I will do so. I will point to Liz, and I will say that the scene with Ciantel was like absolutely kind of, well, it was hilarious, but it was heartbreaking. I just think it was really beautiful, like knowing that you had to say something, not because it was expected, but because you didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And then getting roped into this conversation about like, you don't know what love is? And you're like, oh, I don't know human emotions. Like, just having to navigate the minefield of like, I'm a human, you know, it's fabulous for me. I really like it.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm not mocking Gale, by the way. I thought it was a really sweet like progression from like, I'm going to do a nice thing to
like, what the fuck are
I
you
don't
doing?
understand how this interaction is going. Yeah, it's
Oh,
good.
boy. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I mean, I loved Aresta's
Boff.
poking the bear. Like, just when everyone had decided they'd done enough, like, rabble-rousing, Aresta's like, but... and it was so good. Because, I mean, Gale already said it in character, but Aresta seems like the one who, like, really does want to follow the rules, but as soon as something is wrong in a way that is, like, not just not following the rules, but is, like, morally unjust, that's when she speaks up, no matter how inadvisable it would seem. So that was great. It's really awesome.
I really like how Pyres supported Gale. I feel like so often Pyres, a lot of his focus is on status and his own.
Himself.
He has his priorities that are sort of about himself, and that's normal. Everyone has them. But this was a moment where he really put them on the back burner for someone else, which I thought was nice.
Nice.
I'm going to point out that this is Exalted, and in Exalted, remember that you have, even though you're little baby Exalted, you have the power to shift worlds. Doing big things will not be penalized by me. Now, might be penalized by other people. You know, teachers may not like it if you straight up like attack them. But it's okay to go for it. How big is the Zoom call screen that Kate and John are looking at? They don't have any frame of reference.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can see how big my little hands are and stuff. So like, we have a large TV as our screen nowadays, so it's nice because they're kind of big.
It's about the size of your Exalted 3rd edition core book.
Oh shit.
Open.
It's a third of Liz head, I think. Is
Yep.
what we determined.
Yeah, open. I mean, here, I can... Actually, this is the way to do it.
Oh shit.
This is
That's a Liz head
for us, relatively speaking.
for us.
Yep, that's
It's quite a big
Absolutely
screen. It's like a
Absolutely
TV.
incredible.
But the television also contains our chat, the music, my initiative tracker, and code. So,
Oh, code.
Up
Gotta make
deck.
this run somehow, folks.
Up deck.
uh, yeah, and if you have any other questions, by all
Crispy.
means, we would love to hear them. But yeah, your big deals. You can go hard. You can go far. There is nothing that I am going to do that's going to say that you've ruined the game because you've decided to take a big risky move.
Yeah, I think that's what I think that's what I liked about everyone's play tonight. Actually, is like, and I don't think they were unjustified. I just want to put that out there at all. But like, you know, Vieren kind of taking status to say, you know, go back to your barracks, and it's just like, dude, you don't even go here, you know. And so Aresta feels, I think, kind of compelled to call it out as not as bullshit, but like as a, excuse me, this is a learning institution, and you're not my teacher. Like, what's happening? And similarly, Gale being like, we have to speak to the commandant. Great, I'm just gonna speak to the commandant. I was
Very
like,
much.
what?
I know I was walking out there. I'm like, should we tailor or no? You know what?
Oh, we're just gonna go for it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We have had a question from Zesty, so I guess we're moving into this section. Is there a stream before Tuesday? So yeah, we can get onto that. I don't think that any of the four of us are planning on streaming tomorrow.
No, I do
No,
hope
Julian usually streams Monday nights.
I do hope to get into weekday streams again, but that probably won't be as soon as tomorrow.
Okay.
Stay tuned
see
to the
that in the coming-
Discords.
In the coming weeks, Kate?
Yeah.
Very exciting, if possible.
That's so exciting.
Yay.
There's actually currently a vote on the Discord.
Yeah, there's a
as
poll
to-
in my channel.
Yeah, it's a poll, not a vote. It's a poll. I should make that more clear, because sometimes when I put up a poll, it's not because I'm like, I'll do what the most popular thing is. It's because I want to know what people are looking at.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But Tuesday, I imagine there's something going on with you, Scott.
Yes. Yeah. If we're talking about next week, I have finished. Stryker is now on an extended vacation for not ever, but for a while. But Paul Prospero is back with a brand new ghost haunted house mystery on Tuesday. I'm actually really excited about it. I don't remember the name of the game off the top of my head. So I'll have
Luigi's
to throw it in the-
Mansion.
What?
Luigi's Mansion.
Oh shit! It's a me, Paul Prospero. But yeah, join me on Tuesday at 1800 Eastern, as per there, and we're gonna get spooky. Be fun.
We had our previous scrub check last Wednesday. It was a writing scrub check for the first time. We're returning a bit more to form this time around, as I need to solicit more feedback about how that writing one went. But on Wednesday, scrub check will be the Microsoft Entertainment Pack Gauntlet. If you've ever wanted to see me run through the classic Windows games that Microsoft flung at you in order to teach you how to use a mouse, this is the time. I need your help, though. Come up with the games that you liked and challenges that can be met, and we'll see if we can come up with one that will provide for an exciting 2 hours of play. Free ski, oh yeah. Or sorry, ski free, not free skis. Ski free.
Oh, ski free.
Pinball.
Ski Free is one of the games that will be included. It is there is a version that is now compatible with Windows 10, so it's there. It'll happen.
Watch out for that
Crosshair.
Yeti. A
Minesweeper.
bomb in the bush, no burn.
Thursday is RPG Clinic, and RPG Clinic is last time we had or it was originally going to be a general Q&A, and then it ended up being about finding your best group.
Oh.
We'll find a topic. We'll discuss that on our Discord over in hashtag Clinic Hours, because that will be what we're doing. Friday.
Friday's more punchy. We're gonna continue with Castle Crashers.
Yep.
It's still a fun little game.
It's so silly. I love it.
Yeah.
And
And more Drew Crew on Saturday. Y'all, if you have never tuned into Drew Crew before, we have just started the weirdest book ever, Tropic of Fear. There's surfing. It's like very 80s, 90s style.
Yeah, it feels like someone used to write 90s erotic literature and then was like, this is a Nancy Drew
Then
book, shit!
pulled all the sex out of it
It's
and put
weird.
it in a mystery. It's amazing. Scott's voicing both Hardy Boys, and when they're talking to each other, it's just perfect. I like
Voicing Nancy Drew.
highly recommend. It's at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Nice.
We have also on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is our rewatch. So if you are watching right now, you probably don't need to see it. But if you do want to watch along with some people who couldn't make a normal stream but you want to chat alongside them, we usually try to stop in as well. That'll be this Saturday, 11, right here, twitch.tv/RPGClinic.
And just a thought, if you have any folks that you know who might be interested in the game but can't kind of come in the evenings Eastern time, that might be a great opportunity to show it to them and be like, hey, tune in then. It's, it's not live, so whatever. It'd be fun.
I should point out that you've all been very patient, and I thank you quite a bit for your patience while we got our tech set up. Hopefully our setup will improve over the coming weeks, but it is thanks to your subscriptions, your donations, your bits, that we're able to be as flexible as we are. And as we continue to grow as a channel, it will cause some inevitable expenses, which honestly, every single dollar just gets poured right back into this because we just want to keep bringing you the best that we can. So thank you so much for that. We really do appreciate it. Thanks always to She Who Knows 10,000 Things, Entropy's Disciple, and Strength of Borders. Aragorn the Crosshair and Real Brick Wall have been phenomenal in their support as mods, and we really do appreciate it. Alongside everybody who subscribed, everybody who gave subscriptions and bits. We had a hype train earlier today. Started by us and then picked up by everyone else. We got to subscribe to our own channel to get those sweet emotes. But thank you so much for that. It is really appreciated. Hey, the headcanon character prompts posted on the Discord already. So if you're interested in reacting to the game in character, you can.
Hopefully the bingo too.
And don't forget that this is available either on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/RPGClinic, or even search for RPG Clinic on your podcast network of choice, and you'll be able to download episodes there as well. We good?
Yeah, thanks for game.
Great.
Thank you.
Right.
And
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
This was hard.
Thank you.
thanks everybody for staying safe out there, being reasonable, wear your masks, but just keep going. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.